Yeah, I was really like I said, I was like, whoa, I can't believe I
If
got
he
the
doesn't show
Kenan.
up, we'll kill him, right?
Yeah, you can put on the headphones,
Give me like 30 seconds before we.
go live.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead. Gotta get your Robinhood stacks going.
Yeah. Do you have it?
Yeah, I had it for a little bit, and then I got off of it because I wanted to get this started. And I invested like $1,000, made like 1,500, lost 500, and then I lost some more, like 300. And I was like, okay, I gotta keep real close attention to this, otherwise,
Actually, with seriousness, if you have the. What do you call it? If you have the app,
that's what I had. The app,
put in this one.
modern.
Yeah. This is the coronavirus vaccine.
Oh yeah. That's the thing about it, like we need to
Put a couple of hundred. Just forget.
leave it there. That's the whole point of the Robinhood, which I liked a lot. Is that you can invest in everything that's happening, and that's what makes it so cool, because you're becoming a part of the world's
Financial system.
well, bring this mic over so you can hear yourself.
Yeah, I don't want to hear
You can
myself.
move it. Oh, you can move it around.
Nah, I'm good.
You can move it around. Yeah, you can move this. It's really simple.
Yeah, we're good, man.
Okay.
I just look awkward. Something is right
Yeah,
in
I
your
know.
face,
But it really sucks you in once you hear yourself and you're like you don't hear anything else, and then but it's you can pull it a little further. There you go. It's a little tough, but
No, that's okay.
there you go. There you go.
What I was going to tell you, what I loved about the app, I think I was introduced a couple of months back. If you want to invest in a stock, right? If you want to do something, you have to jump hoops, like old system. You have to find a broker, find a company, go to a bank, go to private financial institution. But with this one, though, you don't need any of those.
Right. And you're talking about Robinhood, right?
Yes. I'm like, you have to pay 1.5% fee if you go through an institution. Here,
Nothing. And that's the beauty of it, and that's how it's supposed to be, really. You shouldn't have to dump a bunch of money on something you don't even know if it's gonna. I mean, you have an idea, but it's still risky. Anything can change. An epidemic. Imagine all those people that invest in all these different things that are now obsolete. They're like either restaurants or any type of entertainment or
anything in service industry is gone.
It's gone.
Yeah.
So like you didn't even predict that. You were expecting everything to go up, and now you lost it all. That's why it's really sketchy. Those people that invested a bunch of money and then pulled out right before the epidemic happened, because they must have had a good, clear conscious or information coming through to let them know that, hey, they better pull out the money now.
You see what they do? Like the stock markets, Europe is 10 hours ahead of us.
Right.
Asia is 14 hours. If the market goes down there, usually it goes down here too. So like an average person probably will not pay attention. Like, hey, let's wait till 6:30 a.m. West Coast time, Pacific time, and let's see what will happen. The big players actually from the night before, they already sell everything.
Yeah.
I think it's just an information flow. And even if you look outside today, all of those protests, there is no information flow. The big guy gets the information. People like us have to wait a day, 2, a week, a month, depending what the circumstances are. And they maybe will get 90% of the information. That's what happens.
Yeah.
I am attacking this.
Yes. Grab some. There's some limes there.
I'm just thirsty after that burrito.
Yeah, man. I don't know about limes with you, but I gotta have the lime with my Corona.
That's okay. I'm gonna probably.
No. Go ahead. That's why I cut them all up. Yeah. But if you don't like the lime, it's cool. Cheers, brother. I'm so appreciative of you being here.
I'll charge you $5.
I'll give you $5. That's what it costs. But this is unprecedented times where we've never had this happen in history. I mean, in our modern day, connectivity, ultra information flowing to where it's a standstill. You know, like I guess it didn't really happen that way in the entertainment or in the internet realm, because the internet is blowing right now, because everybody's staying at home making their fucking little YouTube, TikTok videos and
Everyone's
shit.
trying to control an aspect of internet right now. That's the war. The war is who will have control. Will be the private sector, government, or citizens.
Yeah.
So pretty much citizens are out. So you're stuck between government and private sector to see what you can share, what you can't share. When you will be in trouble and when you won't be. That's kind of sad part of it.
Yeah, and then they're trying to pass these laws or pass these. They're playing around with the idea of tracking, right? Tracking everybody.
They are tracking already.
Yes, but in the sense that they can uphold that law. Like it's illegal right now, right? Isn't it illegal to like track somebody? And find them and put them in jail because they tracked them by their cell phone or their
I don't think it's illegal. So you see, we just accept a lot of terms, right?
Right.
Whenever we purchase something, whenever we log into an account, we accept terms and conditions, right? They're anywhere from 10 pages to 600 pages when you accept something. When you read to the bottom, no, it's not illegal. Because you have already clicked saying yes to the terms and conditions, and when you go into 600 items, I bet you everything will be right in the middle. So it's the privacy is between consumer and the provider, right? So you have an Apple phone. Right now is recording this conversation, and most probably when we are done, when you open, a couple of ads will pop up, right? Say, okay, do you want to go? Probably YouTube or a product will pop up for us to purchase. Maybe a headset, right? So we have already given that rights up. The problem is, like a company like Google, like Apple, they make it so complicated for an average person to understand what they are actually agreeing to. I mean, I have never read all of the terms, right? Have you?
Yeah, no.
But can you just imagine what we might have been saying yes to?
Yeah, I mean, like
That's
watched
scary.
some...
I agree. That's really, really scary. And so here's my thing. Obviously, you know what's going on in the country right now. People are upset, angry, and they're rightfully upset. We all have our interactions with the good cops and bad cops, and it's part of life, right? But when you go online, there's a war going on. So there's a right information, wrong information, and misinformation. You know, someone has to say no to misinformation. It's done on purpose. So yes, you know, internet should be free. Tech giants should not be restricted too much, but I think they have obligation to save people's life. So if you hear from everyone that I might want to kill you, right? You will come and kill me first. You're gonna defend yourself. You know, he's coming, right? That's the misinformation. So I think, you know, no one is probably happy with the current federal or state government, so I don't want to get ahead of myself and say something that will bite me in the butt later. However, they should first hold themselves responsible. Second, any company that deals with the online, let's say the e-commerce and e-marketing. So like all of those tech giants are e-commerce and e-marketing, right? They should be governed. They should not block you because they don't like your opinion. If they're going to block you, they should block everyone, right?
Right.
That rule should apply to everyone, not specific individuals, no matter right or left, right or wrong.
Yeah.
So that's where the problem comes in, because we pick and choose depending how loud people scream.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's all about
and how controversial it is. You know, if somebody brings up that, hey, this is all because of Trump and he's not doing the right thing and he's failed to do all these things. And then the other side is like, oh, well, like, hey, you guys started this and Hillary Clinton and Obama did that and left the cupboards on, all this stuff. So, like, it's a constant chaos
That's the
of people trying to defend their own opinion, where like, hey, we need to have an intelligent conversation of what is benefiting all of us rather than just the right or left side, you know.
I like to insert something there though.
What?
I don't think we are allowed to express our opinions because we have that fear of retaliation. So I told one of my friends that she invited me to go to the protest. I'm like, you know what? There are a million ways of protesting.
Right.
So I'm on a couple of boards. I go to the hearings. I go to the meetings. I vote. That's the biggest right of protesting to me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't like someone in the office. I vote that person out. You know, I'm like, you know what? Please go. Be safe. And there are things I can do. I can donate. I've been donating to a lot of organizations. Probably in the past 2 months, not just a week or two. To me, you don't have to be black one day. If you care, my girlfriend is black. You have seen my baby. She's black. It's not okay to be black 1 week when shit hits the roof, you know? It has to, the equal opportunity, equal rights has to be there 24/7.
Right.
That's what bothers me. People that destroys the cities in the name of the black people. What have you done for black people for past 30 years? To support them, to protect them, or any other immigrant, any other ethnic group. To me, it's really such a self-righteousness. Like, don't do that because it looks cool right now to go and take a selfie, or if you genuinely you're a good person, you go protest without damaging anything. Scream, make noise, but don't destroy small mom and pop locations. A black person, a white person, a Hispanic person do not have to board their stores and put on it, is it minority owned or black owned? That's depressing.
Yeah.
To me, if you're gonna work for the human rights, for equal rights, you have to do it every day. Not because it's cool, it's good for past a week and maybe a couple of weeks from now, right?
Right.
And you will see about 2-3 weeks from now, let's say a month, 2, no matter what the time is, those old people will go back to their ignorant life because no one will be talking about it, right? That's what happens. An event takes anywhere from 1 day to 3 months in this country. If we are lucky, the longest one that has survived is the coronavirus because there's no solution to it.
Right.
So I am absolutely not sporting. You do something, you do always.
Right. Yeah.
You don't do for a week. Mario, you're ethnic background. I have an ethnic background. And we have known each other for years. I think the most important when you do it every day.
Yeah, it is, because that is your true character, right? What did Martin Luther King run for? To not judge people by their looks, judge them by the contents of their character, right? And that is illustrated clearly here, and it's being abused by people that have nefarious intentions, by seeing that the police are being hated right now and taking the advantage of looting and rioting places to steal.
Let me insert something there. You said something so amazing. Police follow the orders. They follow the law. Police is not perfect. Police will never be perfect. Are 10% of them are racist? Most probably. Like any big organization, you will have your percentage, right? It is half of it, 1% of it, or more. That number is like from 1 to 50% of any organization has some sort of bias. You know, people were protesting. So I put on my social media, I'm like, why don't you go protest the mayor, chief of police, the governor of California? The city is in charge of the police department. The state is in charge of city government. The federal government is in charge of the states. Why would you go throw the rocks at the cops? You think it's really going to solve the problem? They're going to make them more racist, more angry. I mean, my thing is, if you are so passionate to support me, I am an immigrant, okay? Support you or anyone that might be part of an ethnic group that feels that might be discriminated against at a time. A chief of police, literally one word, change in one word, in one sentence. A handcuffed individual cannot be put in chokehold. Simple, right? People won't die.
Yeah.
I am amazed that no one is even thinking about that part. Why don't you go tell the chief of police, go on the TV, make an announcement. City of LA, we live here, right? Or the police commissioner or the mayor, go make an announcement, pass a new law that says police cannot put people in handcuffs in chokehold.
Right.
We're not talking people that are throwing rocks at the cops, right? They have to defend themselves. But the chief should go, and add to the freaking their handbook manual and train people.
Right. But the problem is what you just said is that there's biases in every department. Therefore, there's biases not only in the department of the law enforcement, but there's also biases in the looting and protests.
But there's a fundamental difference, though. So you have 7,500 cops in city of LA, 15,000 in LA County. I might be off by a couple of hundred, okay? They follow what the police commission, those 4 or 5 people says. That's where the bias is. It's not, yes, when you look at the police department, you have Hispanic, you have black, you have white, you have Asian, you have every color possible, right? And yes, they probably are biased towards one another, even while working together. But that's not the problem. The problem is always from the top, not the bottom. So you have a police commission that controls everything happens in the city, including the chief of police, right? Why people are not protesting against them to change the policies? You have 4 people.
There's corruption there.
Okay. But we are people, right? We are on the street. There are thousands of people are marching. Black life matters. Yes, absolutely, it matters. Every life matters. Black life matters. We all matter. Sorry,
No,
if you're not hearing me.
No, I can adjust it.
But to me, so the mayor of Los Angeles, right? Democrat. The city is Democrat. We have supermajority in the city and in the state. We have control the state. Why can't we change policies and laws? Well, because we govern, not the federal government. We govern the city, we govern the state. Fact, right? Check anyway. 63 or 65% of Sacramento is, actually probably 70 plus right now, it's Democrat. They call it supermajority, right? When it's the taxes, everything passes. Man, when something benefits the state, it just passes without even we hearing about it, or it goes on a ballot and we say, oh, we are Democrats, let's vote for it. Why they don't do the same thing for saving people's lives?
Yeah,
I mean, that's my disagreement, Mario. I know the police is biased. We all are biased. You are biased, I'm biased. As a human being, we are.
Well, like, if we look at the current situation we're going through right now, I do agree to token to your opinion there, or your statement is that it's very true. I do agree with that. But at the current development of the circumstances we find ourselves right now, is this individual shouldn't have been handled that way. George Floyd should not have been handled that way. And yet he is the 20th person this year that has been killed by the police for overuse of force. And by the most egregious part of that occurrence is that this police officer was aware that he was getting videotaped in front of protesters or in front of people while he's holding his knee over this individual's neck for more than 8 minutes. Yep. You can't even hold your breath underwater for a minute. You know what I mean?
But I think you are validating my point, though. So, and
I am.
Yeah, and here's how. No human being should be held down the way Mr. Floyd was held down. That's a fact. I mean, I don't want to talk about it because it shouldn't have happened.
Yeah, and that's yet it is. And it's happening.
But that's my point, though. I said 2 minutes ago, change that damn policy, right?
Well, like the policy isn't designed that way either. This guy broke policy. The policy is to detain the individual, put him in.
You can restrain an individual under current policies. Obviously, it's not like when someone is asking for air.
Exactly.
So obviously, that gentleman had super bias against black people.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's that's not a question even.
Yeah, and do you know what the reason why he's being arrested for?
It was $20 bill.
Yeah,
I know.
A fake $20 bill. Like, I get it if he murdered a person or even a dog.
Do you know why I'm laughing?
Fucking put him down. But he had a $20 bill. Are you kidding me?
Do you know why I'm laughing? Please ask me why you're laughing right now. I'm not laughing at the situation. The irony. Millions of items have been stolen by individuals, right?
Mm-hmm.
They don't even go to jail.
They don't.
They get arraigned. They walk out, right?
Mm-hmm.
The guy, I'm not sure if he knew he had a $20 fake bill or not.
Exactly.
That doesn't even... See, I think police has too much power.
Yes.
Yeah. So, number one, I think a lot of people will agree with that.
But that's a difficult one because you need to have force whenever you're confronted with some true evil.
Yep. So 3 days ago in LA, protesters were asking mayor to fire, or yesterday as well, to fire the chief of police because something he said, and for the police budget increase of $100 million, right?
Okay,
so that's what's going on right now. So here's my thing. I think police should have the money. You should absolutely, we need the police.
Mm-hmm.
That's the first person I call. But there should be strings attached, right? Remember, you get your paycheck, they say, hey, end of the year, you're paying taxes, right?
Mm-hmm.
You want money? Sure. Here's the 5 items in your policy. Change it, get your budget.
Right. Yeah.
You see how fast it will happen? Mm-hmm. Money talks, man.
Oh, yeah. I mean, like, the current system right now is designed for the ultra millionaires. Like, we might be in the era where we will witness a trillionaire, and Jeff Bezos is real close to that. You know,
he's surpassed.
I wouldn't doubt it. I mean, I wouldn't. I honestly do believe that there's already trillionaires. They're just not pocketing it all into one account. You know.
I want to talk about something else, though. Same topic, because to me it's so important. I actually want to take a step back. When I told you I was invited to go to a protest, and I told them there's so many other ways of protesting will be more effective, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. That person is not talking to me.
Oh.
Because I'm not going on the street and yelling and screaming.
That's the problem.
Yeah, you see, that's all young generation's problem.
Yeah.
I can show my account to you. I have in my pocket on my phone what I have done. I promise you it's 100 million times better than going outside and protesting. Mm-hmm. I like following the law. Mm-hmm. The strongest people are the quietest people. If you go on your social media as a dumbass, post people that are looting, people are damaging police cars, properties, and accidentally, capture yourself in that environment as well, you in future can be in legal trouble as well.
Yeah.
So that's what bothers me. And I think there's a lot of young people, they think it's so cool. They're just posting everything on their social media. I would encourage everyone not to do it.
Well, the thing is that it needs to be recorded because
it is, but here's one thing. You don't capture yourself on those pictures. You should record, right? I think you're misunderstanding. I'm not telling you to record the event. If someone is looting, make sure you're not in that picture. Does it make sense?
I mean, do you think that people are getting prosecuted for being in the video where there's looting and stealing going on?
I know someone that was on a burnt police car taking selfies. So you tell me.
I mean, like, selfies have taken a whole new realm because
you asked me a question, Mario, though. I'm telling you, you're on a burnt police car or damaged police car and taking your pictures. You're on top of the car. Yes, you will be in trouble if they find you.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
so that's what I'm talking about. Don't capture yourself. Capture the event. You don't have to go cover your face and try to, in name of a selfie, to do something. You have to have a cause. You have to believe in something to do it.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
Well, like, we're in agreements in several things. We're in agreement of peaceful protest because peaceful protest, right?
Yeah. Every day.
Right. Peaceful protests at the courthouse, at all these government sites where the people that are principally responsible for the events that are taking place and the laws that are in place now that are violating our law, like they're violating our law. We're agreements in peaceful protests. We're in agreements that there should not be any looting.
There must not be.
There must not, because the whole process of peaceful protest is overshadowed by all this looting, right?
Agree.
And the thing is that I've been watching a lot of news. I don't know how much news you've been watching, but I've seen that there has been organized nefarious individuals. Some people believe they're undercover cops trying to arise chaos in the protest, and then there are gang members organizing in vehicles, jumping out where there's a protest going on, start looting, breaking glass, trying to break into stores, and then jumping back in the car and driving off to another protest. Or whoever, who knows?
All of them are possible. I mean, I watch TV a lot too. I have seen, minivans pulling in front of Gucci store in Beverly Hills, on Melrose, on Fairfax or Santa Monica, and those plates numbers are there. They know who they are if they like to arrest. But it seems the police is so focused on protesters.
They're overwhelmed.
I think there's something different though. Yes, absolutely, they're overwhelmed. There's no question there. But I don't believe that police cannot stop looting. They cannot arrest. My point to you, I think their focus is misshifted. It's misguided.
Well, what do you feel about the president sending out the National Guard or talking to the governors saying, hey, if you don't dispatch the National Guard to handle and dominate, that's a quote, dominate.
I watched it. But here's one thing. I think there has to be a clarification. There's a misinformation. President is not in charge of National Guard.
He's not.
It's the governors. The National Guard has been here for past 6 days. National Guard is not doing shit.
Here in LA.
In LA.
And there's several other places there deciding not to. But
in LA. Let's talk about Los Angeles, right?
Okay, let's narrow it down because it's easier to talk that way.
Well, because
we understand it, we see it happen.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So you bring the National Guard, right? And we'll go back to the president.
Right.
Excuse me. So the National Guard is here. The mayor says they cannot arrest people. They cannot do anything, no matter they're looting or not, right? Mm-hmm. They're like they're bodyguarding cops.
Right.
It's the nicest way we can put it, right?
Right.
If the cop, if a soldier is standing in front of a store and looters are getting in and out and they have no power to do anything, well, that doesn't make sense. Yeah. Why did you bring them here? Mm-hmm. So you brought it was the second day of protest, you brought 1,000 troops. I think it was the exact number, 700 or 1,000 to city of Los Angeles to put them in Santa Monica, downtown, Melrose, and Beverly Boulevards, right? In the pretty much Fairfax district. I still do not comprehend how dumb the mayor of LA is. And here's why. I think he's a very smart man. He's really charismatic. He's cool. They cannot make people listen to him. He doesn't get it. A life is lost. Just you being telling people, okay, be calm, peacefully protest, doesn't work that way. If you are such an amazing person, you care about people, force your police commission to make recommendation and make changes and change the policies. I have been listening to his mayor every day. To me, it's a joke. And I know there are thousands of angry people out there. There are people that their businesses got destroyed. And there's a conflict. You care about a life and you just lost everything you have.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the contradiction, right?
Mm-hmm.
I cannot expect someone who has lost everything to go and support protesters. As a fact, they will hate them.
Right.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Yeah, and all protesters, not even the peaceful ones, because they can see how out of hand they can get.
Well, those bad apples sneak in, right?
Bad apples.
They are in the crowd. They wait for the opportunity. They are not there to protest. They are waiting for the opportunity to loot and walk away.
Yeah.
That's exactly what they have been doing. So, let's go to the president. There's nothing president has said I have agreed, so it's going to be really difficult to say anything. But I think at this moment he has a point. And here's how he has a point.
Mm-hmm.
His delivery sucks.
Mm-hmm.
I've been in the country myself 2 decades. English is my 5th language. Probably I can deliver better.
Your 5th language? Yeah. What other languages do you speak?
We used to talk about it.
Well, it's been so long.
My first one was Kurdish. It was a local language spoken in the Middle East, and Turkish, partial Greek, and a Greek, studied French and Japanese.
What ethnicity are you?
So I'm Kurdish by blood, and Kurdish. I think I have every... So the Kurdish are in Syria, Iran...
Point
Iraq,
it over
Turkey.
there.
Oh my gosh, Maria,
I don't know where it is, actually.
Where's Turkey, man? Oh, here's
there.
Iran. So this is right here.
Oh, right at the edge of Iran and Turkey?
So it's called Mesopotamia.
Mesopotamia.
So Mesopotamia means between 2 rivers, right?
Ah, yes.
So that's exactly where all of the oil is.
How'd you make it all the way over here, Kenan?
Mistakes happens.
Well, isn't that the central of all chaos, though? Like, isn't there a lot of chaos going on over there? Like,
are we talking about the U.S. or Middle East right now?
Yes.
Come on.
I mean, like, there's no safe place to be.
Yeah, but here's one thing, though. There's no safe... Yes. Shit is everywhere.
Yeah.
But, so... That's my home.
Yeah.
Original, but now LA is home. And I really love Los Angeles. I care about Los Angeles.
Me too, dude.
And we have worked together too. And I really care about people and my city as well. I mean, I cannot defend the president on any way or shape possible, but I absolutely agree with him though that the governors should take shit under control.
Yeah.
And here's the simplest way is not to go and crack down on protests. Change the effing policy.
Right. And what would be the proper policy for them to pass? Like,
here's one thing. A lot of people, here's one thing. Unless someone shoot at you directly, you cannot shoot at them. Simple, number 1. Number 2, you're handcuffing someone, don't put them on a chokehold. And I'm sure there's a bunch of these.
So if you broaden those laws up, you could say no over force.
Well, like, user force is the term says user force must be justified now, right?
Right.
No, change that shit.
To what though?
To
like,
what?
how can
Unless
you make a language so that people understand?
Here's one thing: unless you are physically attacked, you cannot shoot someone.
Yeah, that's true.
Simple,
there's
right?
Been a lot of people.
Yeah. Here's my thing. So here's one thing. If someone comes as knife or weapon and trying to kill you, yes, you're gonna defend yourself. I will defend myself. It has to be very clear. You cannot just say use of force was justified. Why? Because someone threw sleepers at you? Or did someone actually had a knife in their hand and they were 2 feet away from you to kill you? That's a pretty broad description, right?
Yeah, and that's the problem with this, though, right? Like,
the city makes the policy, the commission makes the policy.
Right. They do.
But there's a problem. There's a second problem, which I am not in a position to talk anything about that problem.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the issue.
That's simple, right? That's very simple.
And that's the issue, though, right? Because there's a lot of individual cops or bad apples. Let's just say that, because not all cops are bad. I've seen some cops do incredible things.
I have family members cops. I love them.
I love them too. Whenever I'm in trouble, they come to me and save me.
But there's those 10%.
Yeah.
They should not be in the force.
How about Mario? Yes. How about instead of changing the law for like no overuse of force, how about we change the law to make it harder to become a cop?
That's my thing.
Right?
But there has to be part
Because
of
it's
it
super
too.
easy to get a cop.
I know, but
Like-
I think you need all of it though. It's not just one of it. I think you have to weed them out. You have to change the law. No matter you bring the right.
But isn't the law already designed so that once you restrain somebody, you put him in the vehicle and then you take him to the police station to get processed? This guy did the opposite of that. He detained him, threw him on the ground, put his freaking knee over his head.
3 of them did it, or 4 of them did it. They were, there's different angles, right?
Yeah.
But I think
they approved of it.
I understand, but I think because the current policy is giving them leeways to use the force, you have to take that power away. They have to understand they cannot do it. It's not a gray area, right? You don't need
that's
gray
the
area.
whole process of getting the proper training to then pass and become a cop, right?
But the problem is, no matter how much training you get, we make mistakes too, right? We go to our job, we get training, and we F it up.
But it shouldn't be overwhelmingly happening to the black individuals. That's the problem. It's like
but
white individuals with guns and shooting back at cops don't really get the same treatment.
They never have.
Yeah, but that's the problem. That's why there's looting outside.
I know, but I think, I disagree about that part. I don't think that's because there's looting. I don't think those are the protesters. I want to clarify that part because you don't want to label actually those good hearted people actually trying to make change, right? I got your point. I mean, everything starts from a reaction, but I think those looters are looking for an opportunity. I mean, yes. I mean, listen, if you have 3 jobs,
everybody is looking for an opportunity. Yeah. I mean, especially during these times where we've been locked up at stay at home.
That's the frustration,
with no
right?
way of paying your rent, no way of seeing where this is if I'm gonna have a job at the end of the year, like if there is gonna be an end of the year.
But here's one thing though. I actually fundamentally disagree with that part though. And here's how I disagree. You said, we locked out, we don't have money. 50% of people in the state of California that have lost their jobs, let's go with the 50 to be very generous number, right? They're low-income individuals. I got a pay cut too. And I'm very thankful I still have a job. So we all got affected. And, it's a pretty damn good chunk of it. It's been on hold. And I get it. I would have done the same to ensure that business survives. Everyone did in my organization, not just myself. 50% of people that have some are still not receiving the checks. I get it. There's a lot of issues with unemployment because it's just too many people. It's a fact. We all agree on that, right? Here's what I disagree. People are not losing money. Some are. Maybe it's 5%. If you are getting unemployment, if you are getting coronavirus benefits, you should be able to pay your rent. I am hearing with a lot of people that are putting the money aside and they're deferring their loan payments and all of their payments could be car, rent, but they are getting the same money and more from the government right now. Why aren't they paying their rent? Mario, an average in the city of LA is $12.80 per hour, minimum wage. At the hotels, depending is union or not union, you're looking $16-17 per hour, right? But if you're on unemployment, you're getting anywhere from $3,700 to $4,100 right now, which is way more. Let's say it's the same, for the sake of argument, right?
Okay.
Why are you deferring your payments? If you are getting the unemployment, let's clarify that part, right?
Okay.
So why? If you have the money, why aren't you paying? However, if you go to a car dealership, they're selling more cars right now.
Really?
Yes.
How?
Because people are getting those payments.
Oh, they're going and buying
cars. And the prices on the cars are down too because of the crisis.
I wish I would have waited.
There you
I
go.
just bought a car.
But and people deserve to get that. Those are our taxes at work. Don't take me wrong. They should get more. You know what's so fucked up? That really pisses me off. The federal government can, what's that, $4 trillion by now? Give and take?
Yeah.
Okay, and they're talking about another big one, right? Massive. If you had that much money, why haven't you been helping people who are waiting for a crisis? If you have that much money, why aren't you putting in education? Why are you making people to be under hundreds of thousands of dollars student loans, right? When we left the school, I don't want to go back to school. I'm like, I'll be under debts for another couple of $100,000, depending where I will do my master's or higher education, right? And I'm sure there are thousands and millions of people that think the way I do because they haven't paid their first loans, right?
Right.
We are paying so much on taxes in this country. It's not even funny.
It's not.
And that's really what bothers me.
And then the very rich aren't paying anything.
Well, that's how they become rich.
Exactly.
But you see...
Because they pay themselves less than they actually own to therefore pay less taxes.
But it's our fault, right? And here's how it's our fault.
Yeah, the policies are not designed
because we
to fix
vote
that.
But as people, we vote on it. Every time you hear, okay, the city needs more money for education, let's put another 20 cents or 50 cents or $1 on property taxes or 1%. Come on, man. I mean, that's so fucked up.
But then you look at the military budget, and that's like 25% of the entire annual economy.
Yeah, well, you need that. And here's why you need that. Because you have pissed off the whole world, right? For past 100 years.
Yeah.
So let's think it that way. Yes, it's too much. But look at the countries around us that try to really take us down. Mario, I mean, you cannot invade every country on earth and hope that people will not come and try to bite you in the butt.
That's the crazy thing, right? Is that you want to, a lot of people, even Trump said, I want to end the wars overseas. I want to bring all the troops back.
He's a fucking puppet, man. The Senate has to vote on everything.
Of course. But he makes it sound like, oh, I'm going to fucking drain the swamp. I'm going to get rid of all these
Trump
troops.
will do it. Trump will. I know.
But Obama had 8 years to fix all these things, and he couldn't do it.
He cannot.
They can't.
Here's why they cannot.
They're so invested in that they can't pull the plug on them.
No, but it's a little bit more complicated, right?
Oh,
you need donations. No, it's not.
I'm being bombastic.
I know, but no, I'm just trying to. Obama, Trump, no matter who the next president is, right? Take a look how much money they raise from donors, right?
Yeah, after being president,
they are in donors' pocket. You know what? If you not gonna listen to me,
well, the system is designed so that you can make enough money to then be president, and that is incredibly skewed because then you're in the victim of the people that are giving you money to then run for president.
I know, but agree. But here's one thing. So a lot of people say Trump didn't get popular vote to become the.
He
US.
didn't.
Okay.
He won by a landslide.
Okay.
Historic landslide.
Yeah. So here's my thing though. People says that people voted for Trump, they're all racist or supremacists, they're all messed up, right? Then we are fucked because half of the country, give and take, let's say 45% of the country voted for that guy, right? To me, he fairly won. Because
I think we need him.
Yeah,
now.
no, but
we deserve. What the
thank
fuck?
you. But here's my.
We're so fucked up now.
I know, but you see, so you are looking at 340 million people in this country, right? Could be more and less by now. There's 100+ million people that votes, right?
There's a lot of people that don't vote.
We'll get there in a second. So the guy who won the electoral college or vote system, whatever.
Yeah.
He won it, right?
Yeah.
Fairly. State after the states.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot tell me the entire country, those 45% are racist. You know why he win? And why he might win again? I was going to say why he won and why he will win again. Because people are...
Because Biden's a fucking idiot
it's
and
not
he
just
forgets everything?
No. Are you ready? Because liberals, Democrats, and I'm sure same with the Republicans as well. God forbid if you say something they don't like to hear.
Oh, yeah.
You will be crucified.
Crucified.
Yeah. Can you imagine half of my family black? I don't know what my race is anymore. My baby is black. I have walked to the street and people have looked at me fucking like, what the fuck are you doing, kinda? We all have seen things, right? Or maybe they were like, what the hell is going on? Maybe, but to me, that's not racism. People are afraid of things that are different than them.
Yeah, but people are afraid of anything they don't understand.
Yeah, there you go. But so let's go to Trump, though. Remember, we are stuck with the Trump.
Step by step.
Yeah.
Okay.
So here's the Trump. I am impressed.
Put your seatbelts on.
Yeah, I know.
We're going for a ride.
Because, or you can go back 10 years ago, right? Was it 8 years ago when Arnold won in California?
Yeah, that dude was crazy.
But here's one thing. What the fuck did he do?
Nothing.
But he was popular, right?
Yeah.
If you do 3 movies, bang couple of chicks.
Movies.
Yeah, I actually love his movies.
Fucking love his
I know,
movies.
me too. Yeah. I actually watched Terminator again last night.
Everyone talks about Terminator when it comes to like AI and like technology and shit. Terminator, dude.
Yeah.
Arnold is coming.
But you see how fucked up people. You know, I blame the young generation. Young generation in this country is so fucked up. They are keyboard warriors, right? Mm-hmm. You can type everything, but you
Silicon Valley. We have it up
no, but here
upstate.
in LA even, the turnaround is like 20 to 30% when there's any type of election. So here's my thing. You, to all of those keyboard warriors, right? They can post, they can talk about shit all day. Can you just go and vote in one election, please? Just one. I do.
Yeah, and then you look at all the people that are here illegally, and you look at them and you're like, that sucks for you because you're going to get the worst of it because...
But Mario, I want to stop you there because I'm going to either make you laugh or angry. Everyone in this country is illegal.
Yeah, right.
Like, if you go back, right?
Yeah. Everybody came from somewhere else, and then we kicked the guys out and killed them and gave them a little patch of land. You can stay in that little area.
No, but
Indian.
I know.
American.
No, I know what you. No, we didn't give them anything. I'm a little bit harsher. Yeah. I'm gonna make it harsher than no.
Yeah, we didn't give them anything compared to what they had.
It was a total genocide.
Mm-hmm.
As an assimilation. We destroyed the entire race almost. Yeah. And the few 100,000 left, they're the shittiest part of the country or the state. And they opened a couple of casinos and we went war with them. We went to war to tax them too. Right. So I disagree with the statement of illegals because everyone, if you really go with the rule of law,
but
everyone.
We don't.
But again, so I can defend. I have had amazing arguments with some of the politicians because they've been to the same meetings. I'm like, you're illegal too. Don't effing tell me illegals. So you telling me all of those white-owned farms in California, or no matter what they own, black, white, doesn't matter. You really think Mario or Kenan would go and work 12 hours a day for $6?
Fuck no.
We should be thanking those illegals, the people that we call the illegals. People that washes our cars. Mm-hmm. We would not do that, Mario, because to them that's the only opportunity they have.
Well, like you look at their country. I mean, look at Mexico. I mean, it is rampant with corruption. The cartel are literally running the country. You know, like the police is kind of there, but not really. The military is kind of handling things, but they stay away from them.
Mario, who's in control of cartels?
Go back drug to companies. I mean, the drug business.
No, if you go back to Colombia in '94.
It's a different time, though.
Wait, well, the Colombians control the Mexican drug route. If you go,
because Mexico's not at the level it is now, which is fucking running.
No, but I know my thing is. So DEA went to Colombia with the Colombian military.
Oh, have you seen those documentaries like Cocaine Cowboys?
Yep, I have read quite a bit. I don't
CIA allowing cocaine to come in through the border openly.
Yes, because what we do
in planes too.
But do you know why though? Because U.S. has that need of controlling every entity, so they will kill the drug kingpin, but they will put their own man to be the kingpin. Yeah. So that's why I do not agree saying that our Mexican cartel, either Mexican military or U.S. is controlling it. You cannot, no matter who you are, you cannot survive.
You can't. Yeah. I mean, and then the crazy thing is that we're trying to keep control. The American people is just trying to keep all those strings together, and then China's coming in. It's like, hey, by the way, fuck all those strings, homie. We're running a fucking show now.
No, but they learned from us.
Yeah, they did. I mean, we used them. We abused them.
Mario, we used every country on earth.
Yeah, we instilled our own power into them.
So go to Africa, right?
Yeah, that's gonna be the next war zone.
Oh no, Europeans were there. They tore it apart.
I mean, it still is.
There's genocide, ethnic cleansing, right? No matter which African country. We thrive as a nation, as a race, I guess, in this country, to look better than others. We do anything to look better, more successful. In order to do that, you have to destabilize all of other nations on earth. I mean, I can go back to 25 years ago when I was in my hometown, home village, that CIA was there. I'm like, dude, that's the point I showed you. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing there? But my thing to you is, karma is a bitch.
Yeah, but it's slow. It's slow.
Yeah, I know. Well, if you take a look, every 100 years, look at if empires were, a couple of centuries, right? Couple of 100 years. When you look at, it's a very good examples right there. Every empire has an end because other empires catches up with them. We were number one for past 50 years, 60 years, 70 years, right? After the Second World War. Since 40s, right? You're talking about 70 years, 80 years almost, right? Mario, people are going to catch up. Countries will learn from you. They will learn from your mistakes and they'll do better.
Yeah, but I totally agree with you. Like, just look at history. The Roman Empire, how long did they rule? 500 years or something crazy like that? 5,000 years? And then they fell,
Do you know why
Every
they fell?
incredible empire falls.
But there's one fundamental, as I'm glad you're reading as much as I do too, there's one fundamental mistake they make. Same U.S. You cannot overexpand.
Yeah, we can't. There's no more land.
We did.
Well, there is no, not Alaska. Antarctica.
Yeah, well, no, there's a Greenland. Now we have China, U.S., Russia fighting over Greenland, right?
Yeah.
Because of the minerals.
Yeah.
But my thing to you is, okay, when I said overexpand, because they try to go and invade or control every country, that's the overexpansion of its power, right? Listen, you're gonna piss off the half of the world. They're gonna come and poke you at the right time for themselves. That's what we did. So Africa hates us. Latin America definitely want to choke us because we have no friends on this continent, right? Or both continents, south and north. We don't have friends, right? Europe hates us thanks to Trump.
Yeah.
Middle East,
lot of places hate us.
No, but here's the Middle East would choke us one by one. I'm talking about politically. I'm not talking about individuals. I have a lot of amazing friends. That's my part of the world too, anyway.
Yeah.
But we have pissed the life out of everyone.
Yeah, it's just that when people gain power, they build an ideology of what they are and what they represent, and they want that. And you can't tell them anything else. And if you're not abiding by those parameters, then you're the enemy. You're the other guy. I mean, I heard this YouTube video talk about this, is that back in the 60s, back in World War II era, afterwards, we had Russia be the enemy. And we united together to get to space, to get to the moon, And we accomplished that. And as soon as we did, and Russia decided, hey, we're not going to fuck with that, we decided, hey, let's not make Russia the enemy anymore because we're not going through that. We made the Republican Democrat enemy a war zone or debate. Huh? We made clubs.
The U.S. ensured that Soviet Union collapses, and they collapsed in 90s. Was it 80 something? It was a union, right? It was a Soviet Union. There were 14, 15 different countries and maybe more.
Yeah, we stole a lot of their scientists.
We did a lot of other things, so don't worry.
Yeah.
But here's one thing. When you go back, everything ends at the United States Senate, right? Here's one thing. When you look at how many senators we have? 100 or one?
Yeah, it's 130 something.
No, each state is 2, right?
No.
Yes.
Well, California has like 4 or 5, right? I don't fucking know.
No, I think
the bigger the population is, the more seats they gotta have, right?
Google it, man. It's 100.
100. What
total.
is
There
total?
should be 2 each state.
How many
senators? Okay, now we have to Google, man. I feel like idiot.
Senators.
Yeah.
The Constitution prescribes the Senate be composed of 2 senators
per state
for each state. You're right.
Yep. Okay, therefore, so here's my point to you.
100. Yeah.
So I just had to correct myself too.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That, which is always good to refresh.
But there's this Senate and then there's the House.
House is different. So everything ends at Senate. Everything has to go final approval.
And Mitch McConnell's running that bitch like a fucking iron fist.
You know how you can change everything in this country with one rule change, which will never happen? A businessman cannot become a senator.
Mm-hmm.
A corporate CEO cannot be,
or cut their
excuse me,
their salary. Cut their salary to like a bare minimum.
No, that doesn't matter, Mario. A billionaire is a senator, right? But they don't give a shit about $200,000. They're using that power to make another billion.
Yeah, they're still going to be connected with power, and that power is going to corrupt because they're going to be like, hey, I'll give you a couple of houses. Would you do this? I know you don't get paid that well.
But, okay, require, simple, right? You have to be college educated.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot be a businessman to run for the Senate.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
No business. Pay them $500,000 a year. Pay them more, but have so many rules. Those businessmen, half of them are the corporate CEOs and businessmen.
Yeah, if you pass a law that they cannot take outside money from people in high up positions in power, that would definitely help. I mean, like that's where the corruption comes in, because those people that are passing these laws and making these real changes need to be accountable for the safety and security of the citizens in the country. Yeah. And yet, what are they doing? They're letting everything go by. They're like, well.
So here's one thing. Same thing. I know Trump is an awful example, but I'm sorry. We just have to go back to him, man.
Okay.
If you bring a businessman, they're gonna focus on their business. Sorry.
No,
I just been here for about an hour. It's gonna.
It gets a little bit of used to.
No, but I'm like no.
Hey, no, it's okay.
Just gonna hit it with my nose something. Anyways, but my thing is, when you bring businessmen to run a country,
mm-hmm.
He has to be a smart businessman.
Yeah, he's not.
So he
lost more money than any other businessman.
Yeah, but here's one thing though. He knows how to bankrupt the system.
He knows how to fucking put his brand out there. He knows how to put Trump on everything. Stamp.
Well, here's one thing. You cannot say he's not a good businessman, but you can absolutely say he's an awful politician.
Well, do you know the story of Trump?
Oh, his father going back to
did you know that he wrote a paper? I don't know what it's called, to bestow his entire wealth to himself from his dad, without his dad knowing, because he was so fucking old.
But do you want to know something else? His son-in-law Jared Kushner, right? Apparently to blackmail his brother from the business, their family business or whatever, he got him a hooker and videotaped it. It's on the news, it was out there. I mean, Mario, here's one thing. For money, people will do a lot of shit.
I mean, that's where the dilemma of, what's his name? Freaking, that big sex offender guy. What's his name?
Jeffrey Epstein.
and he had some big dirt on some very, very powerful people, including Trump. And guess what happened to him? It never comes to light. And the people that perpetrated, that were in his group, are now roaming the states and the world, being hidden by these other people, because they know that they can, if they get caught, they all get caught.
And the bigger you are, the harder it is to sink you when you're an awful human being. We agree.
Yeah.
When your friends are the president of US, or the prince or the king of England, or was it Scotland or whatever that dude was. So it's gonna be very hard to bring you down. For a second, I don't believe he hanged himself either. Not even for a second.
Not even.
Maybe half a second.
Did you see the guy he was in prison with in the same cell and shit? He was this super jacked previous police officer that's just like fucking ginormous. He's a bodybuilder.
I mean, when they want to silence people, they know how to silence people.
I mean,
dude, if I get silenced because of this,
it's like the movies.
I know, but because if I get silenced because of this interview, Mario, you're done, man.
Well, like, that's the problem, though, right? Isn't there free speech? Yeah, I mean,
there is no free speech.
I mean, this the beauty of podcasting. For instance, one of the biggest podcasters, I'm not too sure if you're aware of him, Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan always talks. He has 200
I'm one of the biggest UFC fans ever.
You are?
should
Me
know
too.
That. Come on,
I'm a big UFC fan, bro. Yeah. Don't even talk to me about that.
Well, actually, if this will go online, so I'll say hi to Anthony Johnson.
Yes, shout out.
Yeah, he's a good man.
Yeah?
Yeah. But so here's my thing. We all know, anyone that is into UFC, self-defense training, fights know Joe Rogan. Mm-hmm. Or anyone who smokes pot.
That too. Shit.
Yeah. But here's one thing. Joe Rogan tried everything. The last one is the podcast. You know that. He did the stand-up. He wasn't...
Well, he's successful on all those too.
But my thing is, the guy, I like him. I have nothing against him. There's not one word I can use against him but to say he's a cool dude.
Mm-hmm.
Mario, you cannot be successful unless you piss the fuck up a couple of people. Oh. That's what I wanted to say. That's why I was trying to find and come up with the right words. Yeah, you have to. He pissed off a lot of people too, right? You have to take that chance. You have to understand that to be an average, you will never get to anywhere in life. You have to be radical, extreme at one end. You pick, right?
Well, Joe Rogan says it the best. He says that madness and genius are next door neighbors, and they borrow each other's sugar.
He's funny.
That's the genius. I mean, like, it goes to show that there is an establishment, there is rules, and you need to conform to those rules. Otherwise, you're gonna
into this. I'm so sorry. Every 2 seconds. I'm sorry, man.
You can move it around.
I'm not used to it, man. This is first time. I'm like, dude.
I know. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I can fix it in post. But what I mean by that is that what you exactly said is that there is a uniform way of doing things, and when you divide from those uniforms, then you become a real person with a real opinion.
But here's my thing. You nailed it. That's why I think we see eye to eye a lot. But look at all of the protesters, right? And all of the looters.
Mm-hmm.
They're not doing anything different. Every one of them is doing the same thing. You know what would make them so radical, so passionate, so amazing? If they would take that fucking anger, that passion to the voting booths.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, that's the difficult part, right?
Well, but why people are not talking about it? You said, right? You have to do something different, right? We haven't been doing it.
I mean, you gotta also look at the system. Like, is Biden really the best we could do? Is that really the best we could do?
So I have a question for you, though. I know, I get it, but I have a question for you.
Well, let me. The U.S. government has designed this beautiful system called democracy, and they said if you designate your vote and you get to decide which people go forward, they're still choosing the people that get to run.
Do you want Nancy Pelosi, Biden? Listen very carefully, or Trump?
Who do I vote for?
Yeah. If
What do you
there
mean?
were your three options: Nancy Pelosi, Trump, and Biden.
Nancy is
It's another level, right?
fucking another level.
Yeah.
She's kind of kooky too. She's kooky for Cocoa Puffs, man.
But here's my thing: you said something. That's why I'm bringing this up, right? You said, "Is he the best we can do?" Democratic Party, unless they want to bring a Hollywood movie star, they will not win the election. Because you have Bernie Sanders that I passionately disagree with, because he doesn't come to me. It's my opinion, and I know there's a lot of people love it, and probably a lot of people that hears this ever is F him, right? You cannot be too radical if you want to change something. You have to first get to the power, and then become radical.
Well, like, isn't that what Trump's doing?
No, Trump was radical. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
I will build a border, right? I'll deport everyone.
But the thing is that it was a serious problem at one point, and he was addressing it, and then people did not see that there was that many people, and they also wanted to throw a fucking monkey wrench in the system and see what the
there
fuck
you go. That's the
happened.
last one. No, actually, Mario, I think there's a better way of putting that. People were so tired of average politicians, their bullshit promises, and that comes loud screaming fuck, and people went with it.
Yeah.
And I bet you everything right now, and you can post this one in November again. Unless Democrats knows how to welcome moderate Republicans, they will never win. Joe Biden will not win.
Yeah.
You know why he's not going to win? Because people like you and I don't like him.
Yeah, I mean
That's a fact.
And another thing is that we're so go ahead, please. Another thing is that we're so different. I mean, I brought this up in last podcast. Is that the United States should be a continent. Every state should be a country and governed by themselves. I mean, look at all the other states. I mean, all the other countries. They look like states. They're as big as states. And yet, we have decided to come together, united, even more powerful that way, and decide that we're going to run one country, And
you cannot divide this country.
I can't.
You know why?
But like what I'm going with this is that every state is so different. They have different morals, different values, different ways of running things. Just look at California, look at Texas. Staggeringly different.
Do you
look
know
at
why,
Florida, look at California.
Let me tell you something.
It's so different.
I agree. We are
So the values are not there.
But here's one thing, though, Mario. When you look somewhere like California, right? So you're right at the Mexican border. You're a gate, right? You're one of the countries that are a gate to the other nations. If you go to Washington, you have Canada, or upstate New York. In half an hour you'll cross the border too, right? California, it's so fucked up when it comes to business. You see, yes, it's liberal. Yes, people are self-righteous, and yes, it's home. One of the hardest states to conduct business is California right now. Dude, there's a loophole. I started a couple of businesses. I just closed all of them.
You sold a couple of businesses?
Yeah, and I opened them and I closed them, and one of them is still open. My point to you, if you have a business, right, if you just register an LLC, you have to pay $800 every year without bringing in a penny. That's a lot.
Yeah, I don't know how the business works.
No, but I've been doing it for a while.
I know.
Yeah, I know, but my thing is, listen, people are leaving California by millions every year. I'm sure you know that too. The new one coming, the old ones are leaving.
Yeah.
Because it's becoming so difficult to live here, difficult to conduct business, difficult to do anything.
Yeah, could you? What is your title? Just so that people are watching this know.
For
work, you said you open business.
So I'm general manager at my current job.
Right.
I'm actually an opening general manager. So we are opening a big business for a hotel company right now. And when I said I'm opening business, I'm opening for myself too on the side.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Well, I have a couple of partners.
Are you open to reveal what business you work for?
It's usually hospitality, usually hotels, hotel management companies.
Okay.
It's just so hard in California to, I guess, really start a business these days. It's that you have to get 100,000 licenses, man, if you want to be operational. Yes, they're important. Yes, I get it, but they have to simplify. Make a master license, put all of your sub licenses underneath, and you pay, say it's $500 a year, or 1,000 or 5,000. You one payment, and they distribute it to all of those departments. So you have to go to city, right? You have to go to health department. You have to do finance. You have to do the taxes. You have to do 2 years taxes. There's so many filings. It's just so complicated. If you're a big corporation, it's not a problem. You have 100 people to do that for you, right? So if you forgot the fire department permit, police permit, health permit, if your business has water, you have to get a freaking spa pool permit, whatever you have. There are so many. If you have a boiler, you have to get a boiler permit. And yes, you need it. Everything has to be safe, but they have to simplify it. If you have a parking at your business, now you have to get a police commission's parking permit.
How would they simplify it though? Like anytime you're opening your home or a restaurant, it comes with like a package.
Yeah, the package. Just make it easier on businesses. There are so many different departments.
Yeah, my mom and a couple friends I know have not even going into the business. They're just trying to expand their home, add an extra room or whatever. They got to bring the inspector in, inspect the room to see if it has the foundation right and insulation and all this stuff. And I'm like, holy shit, that's for your home,
Is it here?
I know a friend, my photographer friend, Matt Fukushima. He is expanding his house and trying to turn the garage or something, or the back side of his house into an extra home or something. And he needs to go through so many ridiculous inspections
You have to, but you see, I think that's not the problem. So, like the fire inspectors, right? The safety inspectors, they use their judgment. So there's really no uniform policy. Maybe one of them comes, your fire sprinkler should be horizontal. Other ones is vertical. I'm just giving those as an example. Or they're really, there is no uniform policy, and they're making it so difficult to start a business, to open a business. I am not talking about a small mom and pop grocery store. A mid-scale business, right? California has to make it easier. People are just fed up, and they whenever you see 600,000 people move to Phoenix or Tampa, Arizona area in 2019. I think by now it's millions, because not that it's just becoming so expensive because there's so much demand. It's so hard to conduct business.
And it's easier in Arizona?
A lot of states are easier.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, do you think it's because California has so many residents? Like, it's so many people here trying to do something, and then kind of fucking everything up.
Well, no, but we need a business, right? So, yes, you have 40, 50 million people living in California, whatever the official number will come this year.
3 million?
California?
3.7 million or something like that?
No, it's a 45 to 50 million.
Oh, the all of California. I thought you were talking about just LA.
No,
it's
no.
3 million.
LA County is 12 million something.
12 million? I think it was 3. Oh, the
city
county
is different. The county, right? There are 88 cities.
Yeah, because it's Orange County too, right? Or it's not included?
It's LA County is 88. I think it goes all the way to Long Beach down and then up all the way to Valley. So it's not, I think LA obviously is a high demand location thanks to Hollywood. We all came here, right? We wanted to do something.
Not only that, but there's also the beach and the beautiful weather, and goddamn, we pay for that shit.
There you go.
We fucking
Mario,
pay for that
yeah,
shit.
you say, it's expensive. Look at the taxes you pay. The more you make is a percentage, right? The taxes they take from your paycheck. I pay close to 40%, I think it's plus on my paycheck. And I'm okay. You know what? It's not only me. There's a system in place. If you are taking that money from me, can you guys use it right? I am tired of every time something comes up, let's increase tax. I don't have a home. I don't own a home because I don't want every time I hear, okay, let's increase the property taxes.
Oh, so where do you live then?
I'm in West Los Angeles.
You're in West Los Angeles living in some apartment?
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's good. That's what I do.
Yeah, I know. No,
I thought you meant like on a hotel or something.
No,
like you're
no,
traveling around a lot.
No, I did travel for business too.
You travel a lot, huh?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, I seen
do.
that on your Instagram. I was like, oh man, he's been traveling. Last year you've been to a couple places, huh?
I have done 40 plus countries, and I don't know how many states. I think I've pretty much covered quite a few states in the country as well.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously being from other side of the world, people travel a lot. US being away from Europe and most of the world, it's far.
It is.
A lot of young people don't travel anyway, or maybe they don't have money to travel. Whatever the reason is, and there's something amazing when you said travel. We're talking about the police violence here. Shit, man, go to other countries.
I know. I came from Mexico, man. I fucking it sucks over there. Like I love Mexico. I love the culture over there, the way in which they product themselves and all that. I'm like, shit, dude. Like, I want to fucking die here.
My thing is though, I think what people are, I was looking at Greece there's a bunch of other countries. I think even in Brazil, people are protesting Mr. Floyd's death, right?
Right. Yeah, a bunch of other countries are doing it too.
Those are a couple of them, okay? Even in, what's so cliche, what's so stupid, that I'm like, what the fuck, man? Is it cool you are doing it? Because on those countries, police are killing people every day too.
Yeah.
I mean, my girlfriend is from Brazil. And dude, do you think, the blacks are having difficulty here? Please try Brazil, try in Amazons.
Yeah.
So my thing is, why are you waiting for US always for something? Why don't you guys speak? That's what I don't get it. To me, I have listen. I was born in Turkey. I grew up in Turkey and I live in Los Angeles now, right? One of the roughest cops are in Turkey. You cannot say shit, they'll shoot you point blank, okay?
Yeah.
But I have some Turkish friends there, and I see they are protesting Mr. Floyd's death. I'm like, are you afraid doing it in your country and you are there and is that your voice? I don't get it. I'm like, why aren't you talking about people that are getting killed in your country every day as well? I'm not telling why they are doing it. I don't understand why it's just him.
Right. Other countries are like.
I mean, why? That's why I don't want to be black one day, right? I don't want to care about the human rights only one day. You have to do it every day.
Yeah, you can, and that's the crazy dynamic, because you are into support, which is good. It's good support is good. Good protest is good. The thing is that when you get the opportunity to do something bad and not get reprimanded for it, then you're like, oh well, I can do that and get away with it. That's where your real ethics and morals come in. And if you don't have strong morals and ethics, you're gonna do some stupid shit.
Oh no,
you're gonna look back at it and be like, oh, should not done that.
On that topic, the last thing I would love to say about people that are protesting, people are actually speaking up, and I encourage them to do more. I just hope they don't stop. I hope.
Oh, what do you mean by stop?
Well, like, I did because a week from now, 2 weeks from now, when the protest dies,
I see.
Yeah, I see. I don't want them to go become a Hispanic, white, brown, pink. Stay black, man. If you are really so passionate about lives, continue that until everything actually is solved. Mario, there is no protest will survive forever.
But like, don't you also agree that this country is made of chaos and protest? And I mean, look at the Martin Luther King movement.
Yep.
He needed the Malcolm X.
Movement. Okay.
He needed the Malcolm X. There's no Malcolm X here.
Yeah,
like there's just like
there's no Martin Luther King here.
There's no Martin Luther King here. That's another thing.
Mario, they're one of a kind leaders that comes once a century, right?
Right.
Yeah. So we leave them alone.
We unfortunately don't have any right now.
Do you know why we don't have? I want people to go and say, we condemn looting. We support protesting. We condemn looting. I have never seen any of those protesters saying because they're so angry at the police.
Do you think that we're so content, or we
are self-righteous fucks, man? Just saying.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah. But at the same time, you look at. Don't you think that a lot of people that saw the Obama administration come in and said, "Oh, all we got the guy in." Now there's not going to be any of this unrighteousness.
There were more deaths under Obama administration. Go fucking Google it.
I wouldn't doubt it.
Yeah, no, but my thing, Obama has deported more immigrants than Trump.
I don't know about that.
I know. I'm just a fact. Google it. The phone is,
I don't believe that.
Go for it.
Trump has literally made cages.
Okay, well,
in the
cages were there. They added to them. Well, cages are always there.
But he fucking filled them up, right?
Mario,
what are you trying to say? You
think that it's not just
more
Trump.
Deportation in the Obama era than there are in the Trump era?
Yes. Do you know why, Mario? Because people are living by themselves too after Trump. They don't have to be deported.
They don't need to be deported.
Yes, a lot of people are living, and I know some personally too. Dude, this country is not like before.
I'm pretty sure I heard the news say that Trump has overpassed the Obama era of deportation.
I don't know, Mario. The difference between, you see why Trump makes noise because he cannot shut up.
Shit.
Yep. Listen, every administration is doing the same thing.
Oh, it's because they're not even deporting them. They're jailing them.
That's different. But I'm trying to tell you, Mario, my point to you was, it's not just Trump. Trump just talks about it.
There's the thing is, another thing is that when we look this stuff up, it's not a clear consensus. It's like read these few articles and you get an idea of what the fuck that is.
No, it's a .gov. You should never read independent articles because they're opinions too.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there's so much misinformation. Yes. Misinformation is everywhere. My point, even if my statement is not accurate, okay, even if Trump did more or they're equal or they're less, when you look at the first 4 years, right, of them being in the office, every president is required to obey by the law. They cannot just go and stop. It doesn't work that way. The problem with Trump is just just stop, man. That's the difference.
Yeah. Did you vote for Trump?
Oh, fuck no. I can say it with the...
Really?
Yes. I actually voted for Hillary Clinton, and I did it because I did not have another option.
Really?
Yes. And I regret that. Thing. You know why I voted though? Please, this is very important because not everyone has a right. I wanted to use that vote. And I think that's extremely, extremely important. That's why people are not voting because they don't like either.
Yeah. To that, I'm gonna come out clean right now. I'm gonna come out clean.
I know you voted for him. You told me.
I did not vote at all. I was one of them.
Even worse.
I didn't vote at all.
You have an opportunity in November.
No. I'm gonna definitely vote now. And let me tell you why I didn't vote. Let me tell you why I didn't vote.
Can I throw something in?
I am not educated in politics. I am not. I didn't put forth the expense or the time to educate myself on what I'm voting for. I'm hearing a couple things about this and that, and I did not want to put my 2 cents into that. I honestly thought that there were smarter peoples out there putting in their ballot in with their experience and their idea what a better country could be, and I let them take place. And now, because of the result of that, have I realized that I need to fucking sit down and really research this stuff, because no one else is taking the time to look at the real facts of what these people stand for.
I agree, but every individual, including yourself, we base our opinion on our agenda. That's the problem. We are at such a personal level. We are, as a human being, so selfish. If you're in a small town in Idaho, you're gonna go Trump, fuck the immigrants, kick them out of our country. If you're in California, that's a nation of immigrants, the whole state, right? You see, the problem here, we vote based on our own personal beliefs and agenda. We don't look at the bigger picture, right? We forget about, we are in California, we live in Los Angeles, we think about Los Angeles, we see Los Angeles, and we think every place in the country is like Los Angeles. Listen, I was in Blue Ash, Ohio.
Oh yeah, it's fucking different.
Okay, but let me tell you something. I did not feel at home. I'm like, shit. I'm like, and I was working. Shit. Yeah, but here's my thing. And I said, they were nice people. I don't want to say anything bad, but you do not feel at home. Same was in Sharonville as well, in Ohio, Dayton, Ohio. The same shit. I mean, everywhere we went to work, it's the same. They were nice, but not for a freaking second I felt I was at home. I was different. I looked different. I walked different, and I talked different. And you know what? That's not comfortable. And I think that's what people in California, especially in Southern California, probably San Francisco is worse. One of the places I really admire the least. Not entire countries like us, they don't think the way we do, and we have to welcome it. We have to listen. You see, in California, we are so ignorant, all of us, including myself. Someone says something different than our belief, we want to crucify them, we want to stone them, we want to hang them.
Yeah,
I'm not talking literally, but
yeah, there is no real intelligent conversation happening in those realms. They're like condemning people just because and like the biggest startling difference between Republicans and Democrats is abortion, right? Like
to older people, yes. Well, but you have to look at the generation, right? I agree. By the way, didn't want to cut up.
No. I think you got my idea.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. But when you look, have you been to Utah?
No.
You should. Or any place that the eventually, let's say religious, I don't want to use a specific group. When a religion controls a belief, it's where the shit hits the roof. It's so, to me, I'm not anti-religious. I believe in karma, and that's how religious I am. I hope it makes sense, right?
I believe in karma.
Yeah.
That's as much as
I know. Well, but here's one thing. So, if you're talking to a religious person, you're killing a life, right? If you're talking a non-religious person, as a choice. It's as simple as it is. It's about who you talk to.
Wait, okay, so you think that the religious folks are seeing this as a real life?
Yep.
And this is like a freaking embryo, like a coupling of cells that hasn't really gotten consciousness of what it is. You don't even get consciousness of who you are until you're like 2 years old.
So let me help you there. Let me stop you there. Take a look at all of those pastors, right, on TV. Joel Austin is, or whatever his name is. To me, when a religious figure is driving a Bentley or Ferrari as a $10 million home,
and a freaking plane comes in, drop them off.
That's fundamentally is wrong.
Yeah.
When Rome controlled all of the banking, including Bank of America partially, that's a fucking problem.
Yeah.
I mean, when Rome controls the half of the world, right, religiously, that's a problem. Mario, you're not gonna get an argument from me for or against. Abortion is a person, an individual's choice. You do what the fuck you want to do.
You're that's a choice. That's pro-choice.
To me, it's not about. You say it's so different. I don't even want to label it as a pro-choice. Mario, everyone was posting a black dark picture on Tuesday.
I
right?
did.
I did not do it. Do you know why I didn't want to do it? Because I went to one of the meetings. Actually, was more meaningful. I don't like to follow the crowd. And here's my advice: if you don't have your own voice, and then you will be follower for the rest of your life. Leaders act always differently. To me, I can go donate money to Black Lives Matter, not because I support Black Lives Matters only. It's because I support life. It's very different. To me, I don't go donate to Black Lives Matter or any other organization because all of my friends are doing it. I do it at the time when I want it. Not the way it's good to post the receipts online and say, hey, I donated $25.
Yeah. I mean,
but being leader is very different. I think being leader makes the difference.
Yeah.
And I didn't post it and I got hit for it.
Yeah, you did.
Because but my thing is, if my beliefs are different than yours, even in the long run will benefit you more. But because I'm not doing at the same point, at the same moment what you are doing, I'm different, right? I'm not cool. I'm racist. I'm not racist.
Oh, yeah.
But to me, if I am not posting a dark, empty, black picture, I'm racist. Yes, I'm racist then. If that's what makes an individual person racist, right?
That's online. It's
but that's
not
my
even
thing.
real people
my response.
anymore.
No, that's okay. My response to them was, I go and vote. I donate. I go to the city meetings. I have, and thankfully the people in my life, it makes more noise versus going destroying people's stores or demonstrating in the street rightfully.
Yeah, I think the future is gonna be designed or is gonna be comprised of people in the online world versus the real world. Because you're living the real world, living what it's actually happening, seeing in the real world, and experiencing that, rather than like seeing the stuff that's happening in your phone and constantly going back at them. And
can we take 1 minute break?
Oh yeah, go take a restroom. I know it's a it takes.
No, actually, I wanna. Can you stop it for a second too?
Yeah. I'll pause it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll cut this all off.
No,
Don't worry.
My thing, because. Let me pee, man.
Yeah, go ahead. We went through the 3 beers. And we're back.
Okay. Where did we leave?
You were trying to talk about we are in this dynamic of the internet world, and then there's the real world, and you are more in the real world trying to support all lives rather than just black lives.
Absolutely, black lives is getting hurt by police the most.
Exactly.
The most. But to me, no, actually, to me it's not. To me, it's I don't want to demonize or single an individual out because their beliefs are different than mine. We all are unique. I mean, I'm getting so many text messages right now, and I can show you what you will say. Okay, that's the same thing we are talking about. Everyone wants to be part of something, right? But they all want you to take the first step, and people will follow you. Yeah. It's important to be a leader. I am getting so many text messages right now to defund the police. I disagree.
I disagree too.
Yeah, I absolutely.
We need the
I am not going to call a gang member when I'm in trouble, or when I have a dispute in a traffic, or with my neighbors, or at work, or there's a violence. I understand that. I know they are frustrated. Okay, they think that's one of the ways you're gonna, go disperse the police force. Will be chaos.
Well,
but Mario, let me.
Go ahead.
Here's the problem, When mayor tells people to stay at home because of the virus, the streets were empty, right? It was a ghost town, the whole city. Yes? You drove, right? You go to work still.
Yeah, I was like
literally, I'm
there's
like, holy
nobody
shit.
on the street.
Yep. We should go and check how many times all liberties have taken from us unlawfully in past, let's say since February, right?
Okay.
It's amazing when people don't know the law.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
By staying at home orders is already like
There's more to it. So my thing is, what I don't understand, and I absolutely don't support, they released a lot of inmates, right? Because
right, because the
and now they're
COVID-19.
fucking robbing their shops and shit. Some of them.
Fuck,
So my
that's
thing
true.
is, So here's one thing. You release thousands of people. This is not 100, thousands of people in California only to save their life, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because the virus is dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
People are on the street. I mean, what happened to coronavirus, man, in past 1 week?
Nobody's out there wearing masks either.
That's my whole thing.
It's, I mean, a couple
Some
people are of it.
No, but my thing is about, so they're arresting people that's stealing thousands of dollars worth of goods. They take them to the police station, gets the information, go and do it again. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry, but I disagree.
Aren't the police stations, I mean, and the prisons already full, and that's why they had to leave people out, like
to make space. But here's one thing. You know, we're just talking, and most probably it's not going to solve anything. But I hope one person, but I hope one person listens to and opens their eyes. I have never seen someone more self-righteous and messed up than Mayor of Los Angeles. Just fact.
Yeah?
Yes. It's, come on, dude. You know, he's a Jewish man, very well educated. I'm sure he has suffered a lot. He's a mayor of Los Angeles. He's an immigrant at the end of the day. He's a part of an ethnic community. He has the power to do something, and I've been dying for years to see for him to do something. He's a smooth talker, man. He's smooth. He commands the crowd with his language. He's amazing with English. Very well educated. But fucking do something, man. You have the power.
What should he do, though? If you had a magic wand, like Joe Rogan says.
He's in charge of this city, right?
What can you do? Yeah. What would you change, Kenan?
5 things, baby, we have talked about.
What is that?
Simple. Use of force. Change the language, right? Simple. Use of force. Number 2. If an individual is restrained, you cannot put them on chokehold or any other way to put their life in danger. People would not be looting and destroying the city right now.
Yeah, they wouldn't be.
If he come on the TV Thursday, we are going to change it. We're going to work on it. We're going to change it. And number 3, fire the fuck out of those motherfucking officers.
Oh, yeah, they're in prison right now.
Say again?
They are in prison.
Not those. I'm talking about city of LA. We have a lot of bad cops here too. I'm telling you,
it's hard to filter those out, though.
No,
right?
but you have fired the sheriff. Here's why. Ask me why. I mean, it's on TV.
I think, they should go through the record and see how many write-ups they've had, and if they've had more than 3, that's fucking strike out, motherfucker.
But my thing is, there's a lot of protests against sheriff, right? LA County Sheriff. LA Sheriff. And here's why. He's rehiring the cops that were fired. I mean, it's not my opinion. It's on the news. It was in the news. Went to the city hearing. I mean, he has a lot of power to influence. That's what bothers me about Mayor. I genuinely like him, but for about 10 days, I don't. Mario, when you have power to impact an individual's life and you don't take action, that's where the problem comes in. I am absolutely angry at him that he is focusing on protesters, not looters.
Well,
I mean, he can do a lot of things.
Is he focused on protesters,
Yes.
not looters? Because I mean, I'm pretty sure
Mario,
a couple of those were arrested. I mean,
there are 1,300 arrested. Not couple.
have you seen the reporters like CNN, NMNBC? I didn't even say that word right. MSNBC reporters out in the sidelines, even sometimes in the crowd. They get a reporter lost her eye because a police officer shot a rubber bullet.
So let me stop you here. I don't know that. I'm sure it's true. There's an
Dude,
Australian.
we can look at it right now.
No, it's not about that. But I want to tell you something though, Mario. There's a big problem. Here's the fine line, right? Civil disobedience, right? Curfew is 6 p.m., right? And you're not dispersing. I'm just trying to read the law. I don't make the fucking law. I don't fucking get. I know that should never they touch reporters. Not the point. But there are some reporters that are really. They shouldn't be there. You cannot be between protesters.
Well, they gotta record this stuff, otherwise nobody's gonna know.
I understand, but don't stay on the fucking a little bit further. You have a camera lens that goes about a mile, right?
Yeah.
Come on, Mario.
I'll give you that, but yet still, the officers should be smart enough to understand that there's a fucking guy with a mic and a giant fucking camera
Mario, we are talking about that 5-10% again, right? Mario, there was an Australian newscaster. They knocked the life out of her. I don't support that. I think that's fucked up. I mean, I don't have to tell you that. I know we all agree. Listen, that's my whole point. You said there are 5 things that, what should mayor do? Let's talk about our city. Fire those motherfuckers. They shouldn't have been cop anyway. They know who they are.
So okay, not overuse of force. Restrain people and do not choke them down.
No, not that. Do not choke them down. You're not allowed to fucking choke an individual down if they're restrained.
Yeah, right, and don't put their lives in danger.
Yeah, fire bad cops. Go through them.
Right.
I bet you.
Shouldn't they be prosecuted though? They should be fucking put in jail for some time.
It's very hard to put them in jail because of the laws unless they kill someone. You should know that with officers.
I mean, even if they kill somebody, sometimes they get away.
That's my thing. Well, because there are laws in place, there are policies in place that protects them, right?
But let's agree with one thing.
Yes.
Being a cop is fucking hard.
I actually 90% of cops I feel for them right now.
Right.
The 10% can go fuck themselves, but the 90% of them.
The cops, period. Not even going through this right now. Yeah. The process of being a cop is you're literally dealing with the worst people. Getting called to the worst places. And trying to de-escalate the situation. And if you already got some fucking demons in you, if you already have like your girlfriend beating off or your wife trying to divorce you or you're into drugs or depression or whatever it is, you're already compromised to not be able to handle that situation.
Mario, I have told you at the beginning, I love cops actually.
I do.
Friends,
I do.
The family members.
We gotta have them.
Military, but here's my thing though. To me, the problem are not the cops. Problems are the policymakers. And we had that discussion at the beginning as well. That's why I have nothing to say about cops. There's a commission there.
Well, there is something to say though, right? Well, it's a hard job.
No, but that's not what I'm talking about. I would never want to be cop.
Yeah. I don't know
who Vegas to Mario. 2 days ago, they shot at. They shot 2 cops in Vegas, right? Point blank.
Yeah.
So my thing is, it was in the middle of the protesters, one of them, right? Right in the middle of
I haven't heard about that one.
Yep. Well, they're not showing it on TV.
Well, I think they are. I think they are. They just,
it's a back plan.
There's explicit content or whatever that shit is.
The guy in the middle of the protesters shoot the cop. Cop shoots the protesters, which is him. And they arrest the guy. Turns out to be a Hispanic gang member. That's what they say. I don't know. That's not my word. I don't know who the fuck the guy is, right? Maybe it's my cousin. No, it's not. There you go. But Mario, being a cop, being a law enforcement is never easy. The problem is the law enforcement knows how to hide behind their guns. That's a problem.
Well, they're all in a group. They all interact with each other. They're all like kind of like buddy. So if like one of them kind of steers off, it's like, hey man, you gotta fucking shit. But get your shit together. We're gonna let you have this freebie, but you can't fucking do that anymore. And that's the problem.
Yeah. But here's my thing to you though. Again, I'm going to mayor. The policies, baby.
Well, isn't that...
Here's one thing. Like, people are texting, right? Celebrities, they can go fuck themselves. Please don't cut that part, okay? They can
No. I'm not cutting any of this off.
Yeah, because those celebrities are... motherfucker. Every 2 seconds, right?
Uh-huh.
Actually, that's not a... Sorry, let me put my thoughts together. Here's my thing. The only time they will come out when there's an anger in public, right?
Uh-huh.
Where the fuck are you 364 days out of 365?
Well, they could have a life too, though, right?
364, well, 1 days, right? Mario, my point is, I don't expect a movie star to come
and make a real change.
No, not just a real change. To actually say something will fume people, right? They will make people angrier, or they will, oh, you know what? Kenan Tekin is giving $2 million bonds. Let's go rob the stores. I want them to come out and say, you know what? Do not fucking rob. Do not destroy. Do not loot. Go protest. That's fine. That's a right. Mm-hmm. That's your right.
Right.
I have never heard of anyone, even Black Lives Matter, saying that don't loot. It's people's anger.
I think there has been a couple
I
people.
haven't. I mean, if there are a couple of people.
Yeah.
Mario, here's my...
There was a guy that got his restaurant looted, and he went out and yelled at people.
You know, the only person who came was Mr. Floyd's brother.
Floyd's brother. Oh yes, he was like,
do not loot.
Hey, you're They're like,
I expect that from Black Lives Matter.
I mean, even before that,
from everyone.
The George what is it, Foreman? What was his name? I forget his name. There was another guy that got killed, and his brother came out. I was like, why can't we get along? You know? Like,
well, no, you can protest, but protest peacefully. You should protest. You should ask for change.
But at the same time, you got to look at the contents of the environment we're living in right now. Yeah. We're been pinned up indoors for, who knows, 100 days or something crazy like that. We have no way of recourse of trying to get more money, trying to get more...
I'm going to disagree on that one. But anyways, that's the one we can see. Mario...
Didn't they run out of budget and they can't pay off some of these people?
So they're talking about the next year's budget to have cuts and furlough the city.
Exactly. But so like it's not like bulletproof. It still has some holes in it.
Mario, nothing is bulletproof, but my thing is, you see, the moment we try to justify an action, as you're trying to explain, you cannot justify a bad action. As you cannot justify that officer kneeling on the poor guy's life.
Exactly.
It's not justifiable, right? You cannot justify people looting, stealing.
I don't think I'm justifying that.
But the way you're saying people are, been in lockdown for...
Yeah,
to me...
I can justify it, but I don't agree with it.
Yeah, I don't want to justify it, and I absolutely disagree with their actions. Both.
I can see the issue. I mean, like, I brought this up earlier. When Martin Luther King died, there was huge amounts of rioting and looting and everything. And then afterwards, we actually made change. We actually passed some laws. We actually learned from our mistakes. I feel like that's what America's made out of. Just reaching a point where we're like not satisfied with shit, going out and fucking up the fucking world.
I want to discredit that point in about 3 seconds. Let's go back to Ferguson, right?
Okay.
Riots.
Okay.
Like, gentleman got killed again.
Mm-hmm.
But 3 years ago, right? Not 1960s.
Right.
Yeah. Nothing fucking changed.
Well, I mean, if you're gonna bring that one up, I mean, look at Martin Luther King. Yeah. He was running for that, and before that, there was tons of that. There was lynching.
I know, but
the KKK was running shit.
Yeah, but Mario, I think when you look at past 20 years, okay? Can you just close your eyes and picture there is no social media?
Yeah.
Okay. So Mario, time changes. Listen, Mr. Floyd or any other African American that has been killed is not Mr. Martin Luther King's, right? It's not Dr. King. They're not. Dr. King was a civil rights movement leader. Mm-hmm. Very well known, very well respected by many, not just one ethnic group. Civil rights movements are very different than typical protests that we are seeing right now.
Well, this is a civil
rights movement. When someone gets assassinated, Mario,
protest.
I know. You know, I am positive this rioting, protesting will have some effect and will bring some changes.
Yeah, I think so too.
But I'm going to tell you something.
I don't agree with it, but it's what it takes.
But it's going to divide the nation even more.
I think we were already divided before.
Yeah, but it's going to be even more. Mario, you have to go and talk to some store owners in Santa Monica, downtown LA, Fairfax District, Valley.
I can only imagine, really.
Long Beach, everywhere, right? I think we should not try to divide more.
I just don't see any proper course of real change if they're not forced to.
Yep. You know, Mario, the biggest change, and I'm coming from a conflict zone, you know?
Yeah, me too. Shit.
No, our conflict is political conflict. When you have time, take a look. Mario, the biggest protesting power and individualize is voting, right? When they disagree, vote. Man, it's so powerful.
I think there's going to be a lot more people voting this year than any year before that.
I am
like, there's no way they're not going to be voting.
I am so
what do you feel about this mail-in voting? Did you hear Trump say, like, mail-in voting is totally corrupt? No, that is how they're going to blah, 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 blah. I don't even remember.
That's not you and Grant are living together?
Yeah.
If it's a mail-in vote, you can vote for him? Yes. You just you have to click and send it in if the mail comes home. Yes.
If we're living in the same place with the same address, different social security number.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't ask you to put your social.
Oh yeah, you're right. I don't think it does.
No, it doesn't. Listen to me very carefully.
It isn't corrupt though. There is no evidence that it's ever been corroborated to be corrupt.
It is. But it's minor. Read it because people.
It is minor, and that's the key point.
I know, but Mario, the way you said it, that's what Trump said, right? I absolutely believe 100% people have to have every opportunity, no matter it's online, it's mail-in ballot, or
there hasn't been an online. No, I wish there was. I wish there was an app to see what kind of laws got passed and be like, motherfuckers, they passed another one. Let's go protest.
That's my only thing. To answer your question, but that's my thing, you know, I think they should be able to do mail-in voting. I think they should be online, secured.
Yeah, there's a fucking app. And there needs to be a fucking app.
And I think it should be in person as well. You know, Trump is like any other politician. When he knows it's not going to benefit him, it's a no. Democrats are the same thing too. When it doesn't benefit them, they will come up with something too. Every politician does it.
Yeah, they're all trying to win.
There you go. So, to me, it's not just a matter of Trump. Every politician is pretty much same shit. They will twist the law. They will bend the law. They will change the law to win. So my opinion is they can go fuck themselves and people should have a right to vote. That's what I've been preaching for since the beginning of the conversation. And with all of my friends, I have go fucking exercise your God-given right.
Yeah. No. Yeah. I do agree with that. But the current level, the current circumstances that we find ourselves in, mail-in voting is the best opportunity to reduce the transmission between coronavirus and between us.
Yeah, well, that's not a point anymore because when you look at the protests, we
can't look at it as if because there's protesting now we can have open booths where there's lines around the block where people are trying to vote.
No, that's not what I meant, Mario. We're in such a stage right now. It's so fragile. I think our argument cannot be coronavirus anymore. We need change. If we don't change, if we don't vote, more people will get killed and more people will get frustrated over and over.
Mm-hmm.
So it's to me, coronavirus is an excuse.
What are you gonna vote?
Say again? I am not voting for Biden. There's third parties. I am not voting for Trump, and I am not voting for Biden. I can tell you on the record.
Yeah, so your vote is just gonna get
but I am
over the wayside.
Doesn't matter, but I am voting, Mario. Hello to you.
How is that? That's the funny thing. It's like, okay, so you can
know
vote,
why?
And as long as you vote, and it doesn't have any effect of the
doesn't
outcome.
Matter. Can you? But here's my thing, though.
At least you voted.
Yeah, but that's number one. Number two, that's your point. You say that, so it's you and I now, right? Because you didn't vote it because exactly you had the same belief I had last election. That's what you said.
Yeah. So I'll hold that.
Yeah, I know, but here's my thing.
I'm not scared.
I am telling you I'm gonna vote. To me, and I hope
Who are you voting for then?
There's a Green Party. There's a third party. I will vote.
They never play out, bro.
It doesn't matter. So it's better sitting over here. Maybe in their own district they get elected.
Okay, so let's put you apart from what you're gonna be voting. We clearly know that you're gonna go with the third party, and whatever that turns out to be. What do you think about people voting for Biden just because they don't want Trump there anymore?
But what do you think people that are voting for Trump that doesn't want a Democrat or a Biden in their office? I knew I would put you in a corner.
The thing is that it doesn't seem like to make any sense. Why do we only have two? Why? Why did we reach this point? All the other countries have multiple.
Like 15, 16.
Well, not all of them. I guess there is communist parties that there's like, hey, we run the fucking shit. You're not gonna. Yeah, well, I mean, Russia, China.
No, they have parties. They just kill the opponents.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, again, but
I mean, Putin.
Yeah.
Fucking. Hey, I'm gonna run again. I'm gonna win. Yeah, fuck are you guys?
The Turkish president changed the penal code, and all of the laws eliminated the prime minister position and become the president.
Yeah.
So it's happening everywhere. Okay. My thing is, we think it's only happening here.
Another thing, but not to take anything away from what you're saying. Another thing that Joe Rogan says a lot is that we're only like 300 years old, dude, as a country. Like, we were established in 1770, 76? 76 or 77? I think it was 77. Okay. Regardless. It was like 300 years ago. That's 3 people ago, you know? And we haven't figured things out. We're still going through the process of figuring things out.
I disagree, and here's why. To you and Joe Rogan, I like him. Let's not talk about Joe Rogan, and here's why. Because it's a man, it's his opinion. Let's talk about our opinion right now, right? As two individuals. The moment you try to justify an individuals and organizations and government action, you're in trouble. Look at the history. Go back to empires. Go back to 1200 CC, okay? Sorry, BC. Take a look. Go like 10 centuries back, 15 centuries back. The moment you justify, look at the Ottoman Empire, you're not Muslim, I'll kill you, done. Roman Empire, you're Muslim, I kill you, you're done. You cannot justify an action, you will collapse an empire. That's what we are doing. Mario, you are telling me it's 300 years. Dude, if you go with 20 years a generation, that's a pretty fucking long time. I know it's not like Roman Empire. It's not like Byzantium, it's not like Ottoman, it's not like Japanese Empire, it's not any other empire, Persian Empire on earth, okay? But you cannot justify, when you look, you can justify a nation's actions by its longevity, right? Then that's scary. You has destroyed every country by destroying every country on earth. They have learned from them, but we are so greedy. We are corporate driven. We are businessman driven country. If those senators, they knew they would make more money, they would change every police policy overnight. And you know that's a fact. Is not the case. The company that sells the police weapons, tactical gears, their shares went up like 40% in past 5 days because they're using more. Those people want police and the protesters to clash all day, right? Because they're selling like a biscuit. Mario, it's my advice. It's to me too, because we all have different lifestyles. We all have seen something, and we have gone through a process. Do not justify one person's actions, one nation's, one organization's, because the moment you can justify, or you try to justify, it means you are turning your head to other way.
It's hard to say that I'm justifying the means for why this person is doing this. I'm more justifying the era in which we're taking this place. I think we're going through a metamorphosis, a process of change that takes over centuries to take place. Like we're a process of very, very slow.
I know. But I think if you go back to look how this country became United States, when you look at the first immigrants from Europe, people that escaped the persecution, right? Or famine, they didn't come here because they wanted to just find a new continent, right? They escaped from something. If you look at the history, the Irish, it was a famine. Italians, Germans, Central Europe, they were persecution, right? Because they had different beliefs. Look at the Mormons, look at the evangelicals still today. They had lived it. That's my point. That's why I don't want to justify it. They knew the pain. They knew the suffering. We have known it before even this country became a country. Before we killed all of the natives and take everything away from them.
Right.
That's how I see it. That's why, to me, I don't want to justify anyone's actions. To me, it's fucked up. It's fucked up. You know what? You said, we are a young nation. We are learning. I genuinely disagree, because people that came here, they left for a reason from the beginning. The problem is because we have so many different ethnic groups with a different ethnic backgrounds, beliefs, and probably convictions too. We have never blended. We have never melted past 300 years.
Yeah, which needs to happen.
Yeah, but here's the thing, though. To me, it shouldn't have never happened. It should have been like, I agree with you. Irish should not have hated Italians. Italians should not have hated Jews in New York, and vice versa, all the way to the south, right? At the time. But it did. And people didn't have to, fight the Civil War. They did.
Well, they did, because how can we have the morals we have today if it wasn't for all of that?
Well, but we don't have morals. I think that's our point. You just
said the morals right there. Yeah. Why did we need to go through that to then know and realize that is wrong today?
Yep. I think we have always known it is wrong.
I don't think so.
Mario, if we have not known killing an individual is wrong, sorry. Yeah, that's a problem.
Killing an individual is wrong.
Yeah.
Killing the right individual isn't wrong.
Well, who makes that distinction, right?
No, it's very simple. It's very simple. How? How do you do that?
Yeah.
You do it by seeing how many people he's killed.
I know. Well, but not every case involves killing, right? If you go to
corroborated killings are part of the killing itself, right? If you have a vehicle and you designate it to this nefarious character, it's like, yeah, you can go take it around, fucking drive around, no big deal. I don't know what the fuck you're gonna do. And then he goes into a bank, steals a bank, kills a couple people, takes off, drops off the car to you, and he's like, hey, thanks for the car, here you go. You corroborated that.
You know, Mario, I know what you are saying, and in fundamentals I agree with you, but here's the difference. Even DNA can be faked.
No, it can't.
It can.
No, the DNA is number one most efficient way of deciding whether somebody. The hard part is finding that DNA because that DNA is mixed with all sorts of other shit.
No, Mario. Right now we are talking. I capture your speed, right? That's your DNA. No, but here's my thing, Mario. When you look at the false convictions.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of those.
That's my thing. Here's my thing. If you have plant and evidence, well, that's why I meant you can fake anything. I can get your DNA from your fingerprint, from anything, and just those movies. Everything is based on real stories, not just because people are so fucking genius. They come up with the greatest ideas, right? I am not for that penalty, and here is why. I think they should fucking rot in jail, the worst jail on earth for the rest of their life when they commit a crime such as ending another human being's life. I don't believe in system. That's my problem.
You don't believe in the current system, or you don't believe that there's a system
the
well
justice
enough?
System, the penal system, the justice system, the process of convicting.
What are you saying by that, though? Like, are you saying that this guy that held his freaking knee over George
I'm not talking
Foreman?
about Mr. Foreman. No, I'm not talking about him. I absolutely don't believe that gentleman should be killed. I think it should be made example out of it. It will be more effective, more meaningful.
More effective. What do you mean? Okay,
Mario, so give me a death sentence, right?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
But put him in jail for the rest of his life, so he lives rest of his life with that pain. You want that in jail, every black person to look at that motherfucker for the rest of his life for what he did.
Mm-hmm.
I think that is an easy escape sometimes. I'm not talking, I want you to understand, I'm not telling you that he doesn't deserve to be dead. I think he does. Genuinely, I believe. But I am not for that penalty. I think he should be, for the rest of his life, to remind him what he did.
How?
Don't kill him. Put him in jail and.
Oh, you think he should be killed?
No.
And then rot in jail.
No. I don't think. Not.
Instead of being killed,
rot in jail. Yes, and when you go to, there's a lot of black, there's a lot of Hispanic, there's a lot of minorities in jails. Let that guy live with that fear for the rest of his life to be killed every day.
He's probably gonna get killed now that he's in jail.
No, but
if you look at it.
But my thing is, Mario, you killed that cop today. Do you really think that will solve anything today? I don't think so.
No.
Yeah, there you go. I don't believe in killing any individual. Not a cop, not a protester, not a black, not a white. You should not kill people. You're not God. You cannot, because in order to, if you see someone go to mass shooting like in Vegas, right, just killing everyone, go fucking put a bullet in his head. Yes.
Right, and he killed himself.
Yeah, no, but that's what they say. No, we don't know.
You don't believe he killed himself?
No. I never believed that shit because every time.
What?
No,
wait.
May I say something? Well, you say something. You ask me a question if you believe, and here's my answer to you. Every time, look at it, even Jeffrey Epstein, every time someone does something that will affect a community, a race, an organization, that fucking motherfucker kill himself in jail or on the spot. How the fuck nobody survives? I'm just simple question to you. Maybe he killed himself. I'm not telling you, but I don't believe it. As you don't believe Mr. Epstein or Epstein killed himself, I don't believe that fucker killed himself. I think that someone shoot him.
So you don't believe we went to the moon either then, huh?
You're an idiot.
That's the thing, though.
No, it's not. Mario,
when you go to those extremes, you reach a point where, like, okay, what do you mean by that? Because
Mario,
you went to this great expanse where, like, okay, where's the borders
No,
here?
I know. Well, here's the borders, Mario. There's a black and white that you see with your own eyes, or it's on live TV, uncorrupted, and it happens, right? Or someone says someone killed himself. So if you go back to what was in 70s, Kennedy assassination.
You don't believe in it?
No, it's not. I'm talking about Lee Harvey Oswald.
God.
No, I'm not talking about the president. It's who killed him, right?
Oh,
yeah.
Shit. Let me pause you right. I gotta take a piss so bad.
Oh my God.
So crazy.
Okay, we'll have another beer. I think soon we should call it.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Did you pee on yourself?
Oh my God, so close.
Your phone reception sucks here, man.
Oh
Phone
man,
reception?
yeah. Let me give you the password for the Wi-Fi.
Give me the Wi-Fi.
Wi-Fi. Usually just leave it written down for you guys to put in. Here you go. You're good.
Thank you.
Do your emails before we get into this, because if you're gonna dive into the conspiracy theory game, oh my God, I got something for you.
Oh shit.
God damn. I'm even gonna join you on this third beer. God damn.
Oh,
or
shit.
fourth beer. What the fuck? Where are we?
Somewhere
around there, because man, that's the thing about
no, my whole point is, what is the truth?
Well, if you're going to be questioning the truth that much, then none of the truth is valid. And when none of the truth is valid, you can go out into fantasy world and not consider anything to be truly true, because it could be corroborated by someone else. And that's the crazy part, because I do believe there's something out there we don't fully understand. Whether it is the Illuminati, or whether it is some type of alien space force, I don't know. The real thing is,
I didn't do it.
we cannot know. We cannot know the true truth of who's running all of this. Because
That's
whoever tells you they know the real truth, you can't fucking believe those people. You need to. I love this quote. What it says is, don't believe anything you hear, and believe half of the things you see.
Yeah.
Right? And that encapsulates a lot of what I believe. It's like, I hear here and there, and I spread it around. What I hear, I spread it around. And I as unfortunate as I might sound, but you got to be smart enough to that's the hearsay kind of thing. You don't know for sure. And if you don't know for sure, don't act on it. Don't be one of those people that go out and freaking like, hey, I know there's these people out there, these shapeshifters or aliens or what the fuck ever.
Yeah. Oh, you don't believe in the aliens?
Dude, look at that right there. I believe. I want to believe. I just haven't had enough credible evidence that I can definitively say that there's something out there. I could definitely say there's something out there, me personally. Okay. Because there's, look at up into the sky at night. You see these ginormous things. The universe is mind-boggling. I can barely wrap my head around that. And then you look at down here, the oceans. We haven't explored all of the oceans. There's still animals we've never seen in the world. We don't understand. There's a lot of this world we don't understand.
That we can agree on. I still don't like you, that you don't believe in the aliens. No, I'm just kidding. Listen, I think there's a lot of unknown with all seriousness.
Yeah.
And when there's a lot of unknowns, we use our best judgment or guesstimation or whatever other people might say that benefits us.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
Yeah, so There's a lot of unknowns. I think that's the scary part of it when we know only one side of a story, or we know a partial shit, and we make a decision based on the limited information we have.
Yeah, I mean, like, the government has agreed with it. CNN has published it.
I hate CNN, but go for it.
Did you see that UFO they published online saying, hey, the government has admitted that they've captured some unknown flying objects in the sky that we do not understand how they're operating, but they're traveling faster than anything we've seen before, and we don't know what the fuck they're here for. You know, like, we don't know. We can't keep track of them. They disappear and reappear like nothing. You know. I mean, let me show you it.
Go, show me.
Let me show you it. Take your time emailing back or sending your text. I'm gonna show you this video that is, I mean, it's a silly video from CNN, but it's a credible big source that actually put out something.
Yeah, I don't think CNN.
CNN is not the best at this stuff, but it is something that everybody's focusing on, or it has a lot of credibility in the public. So isn't this amazing that we can instantly watch something that will spread around the world and then debate over it, because there's no real consensus of all of this. There's no definitive, like, hey, 2 times 2 = 4. It's not like that. It's way more complicated than that. You know, there's no real clear answer to any of this. Therefore, it makes it so much more interesting in a way. Come on, you fucker. Gotta play it.
The U.S. Navy has finally acknowledged that videos appearing to show UFOs flying through the air are real. They don't call them UFOs, they call them unidentified aerial phenomena. The several videos they're talking about were recorded years ago by fighter pilots. Then in 2017, they were made public by the New York Times. More now from our Randy Kay.
Look at that thing. It's rotating.
Images of that rotating thing captured by U.S. Navy aircraft.
Rotating
Sensors
thing,
locking in
indeed.
the target. Commander David Fravor saw it firsthand during a training mission, describing it like a 40-foot-long tic-tac, maneuvering rapidly and changing direction.
As we both looked out the right side of our airplane, we saw a disturbance in the water and a white object, oblong, pointing north.
The object was first sighted in 2004, then similar objects again in 2015. Footage of the sightings, declassified by the military, weren't made public until December 2017 by the New York Times and a group that researches UFOs.
There's a whole fleet of them. Look on the ASA. My
Dude.
God. They're all going against
Those
the
are
wind.
like
100
real
miles an hour.
fire, like,
The whole thing, dude.
you know,
This
the
was
real
extremely
Navy
abrupt, like a
pilots.
ping pong ball bouncing off a wall. The ability to hover over the water and then start a vertical climb from basically 0 up towards about 12,000 feet, and then accelerate in less than 2 seconds and disappear is something I had never seen in my life.
The Navy says it still doesn't know what the objects are, and officials aren't speculating. A Navy spokesman simply confirming to CNN the objects seen in the various clips are unidentified aerial phenomena, or UAPs.
The UFO reports were first investigated by a secret $22 million program, part of the Defense Department budget, that investigated reports of UFOs. The program has since been shut down, but it was run by a military intelligence official who told CNN they found compelling evidence that we, quote, may not be alone. Randy Kay, CNN, New York.
What do you feel about that, Kenan? Tell me.
I think there's a lot more out there than being shared with us, and I think
What the fuck?
yeah, you know, because I haven't seen it with my own eyes, I cannot say
Definitively.
that it's fact or whatever.
But there's a lot of credible, I mean, not
No,
credible,
I
but a
think-
lot of sources that
Mario, when
claim
you
that.
go outside, sometimes you look up and you know you're not alone, kind of type of
Right.
things. You see, again, I told you, the things that are easy to say. This is one of those. I have no freaking clue, man.
Right.
My opinion, I don't think we're
agree.
alone. But I think there's 10,000 people that have 10,000 different opinions. And I think there's so much misleading information by our government and every other government organization on earth. So, it's sometimes a little bit hard what to believe as well. Yeah, but if you ask me, do you think we're alone or not? I don't think we're alone. That's my belief, obviously. But I don't have any proof.
And I agree with you there. I mean, there's 13 billion light years out in every direction we could see. I mean, the best telescopes can go up to 13 billion light years and see what the fuck's going on. I mean, we recorded a black hole. Did you hear about that?
Yep.
They actually got a picture of a black hole.
Mario, you said something that amazes me, which is fact, obviously, but we are so amazing in this country at some things, and we really suck so much at others, right?
Yeah.
So one of the comedians, I'm not gonna mention his name, he was talking about economy, right, and sports. We have stats for the sport. Goes back 100 years, or from any player, their lifelong, right? We know if they're going to shoot a basketball with the right hand, left hand, and when they jump, we know how it's going to end because we have so many stats on it. And the joke was, what the fuck happened to the economy? I'm like, nobody knows. Nobody knows why stock market is up, why it's down, why economy is up or it's down. Yeah. So we have a virus right now, and there's a lot of companies that are working on it just to be the first one to come out with the vaccine so they can make money. That's a fact. And they cannot. We can send people to the moon.
We can go a lot of money.
I know. We can go millions and millions of light year up, right?
Yeah.
But we cannot fucking find a vaccine that's an offspring of SARS, right? That came out in 2000 or 2002. I don't know. There's a lot of things doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
We all have our opinions about a lot of things. Some are facts, some are opinions, some are just, frustration probably. I don't know, man. There's just a lot of unknowns. But there's one thing I think we are coming end of the awesome beer. Yep, that was actually good because I have to go to work. I have one call. Yeah. I'll do it in the car when I get out. Right now they're texting. But my thing is, I really hope every person that has gone out, no matter the color of their skin, they remain black forever as a sport. Then the change will come. That's the last thing.
Remain black. What does that mean, though?
It means as a sport. Because everyone, there's...
opposed to what, though?
Opposed to what? Because
white privilege or brown privilege or what?
Here's what I mean, Mario. I want their sport to continue. I don't want their sport to be 1 week, 1 day, 2 weeks, or a month. When everything calms down, they forget. Right?
Right.
That's what I mean. That's why remain. Let's even remain ethnic friendly, whatever you call it.
But don't you agree that there's also other states in America? I mean, look at the protests. The protests aren't happening in all the states. They all might not agree.
Blue, they're red and blue. If that's what you are going, it's always red and blue.
But what I mean by that is that, in Colorado or Idaho or whatever, all these other, what they call flyover states. Have you ever heard of that?
Yes, but here's one thing. I think the point you are trying to make about the protest, Mario, and I don't think anyone would dare to go to, maybe not Houston, Texas, but in a Laredo, Texas, or a small town in Texas, or a big town in some part of Texas, try to loot. They'll fucking shoot you. Number one. And you know that it's same.
They're not as big as us, though.
I know, but I'm just trying to make a point, and I know. Yeah, you were Arizona, right?
Yeah, I'm from Arizona.
Okay, just picture Arizona right now, right?
Right.
There are some places I dare you to protest.
Oh, I can go to Walmart and pick up a gun in Arizona.
That's my point. There's a lot of states like that. Try Kentucky, some part of Kentucky. I dare you. I work there too. To your point, the protests are not everywhere. Yes, there's a reason for. Probably no one gonna go in certain areas, neighborhoods, or not diverse ethnic. Like ethnic is not the word. Not diverse areas. Let's say. Probably not a smart idea. You'll be stoned.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the racism is real. It's there. If you're gonna go to KKK's backyard and try to protest Black Lives Matter, yes, probably they're not gonna like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean, that's why it's not everywhere. The protest is in places that are either states that have a lot of minorities or the cities that have a lot of minorities when you look at it. Because they tolerate actions more than other areas in this country.
Yeah, I mean, I don't agree with everybody having a gun, but I also don't want to keep people away from guns. I'm pro Second Amendment, but I don't think that people should be flashing those motherfuckers around like, hey, motherfucker, you better not fuck with me. It's like, hey, come on, guy. Come, what do you need that for?
Mario, you cannot drink till you are 21. You can join army at 18. Get a license to kill someone, right? There's a lot of shit wrong with this country. We all agree on that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, in a lot of states, at the age of 18, you can buy a gun. Is it 18 or 21? I don't want to be misquoted. I think it's 18.
I think it's 18, yeah.
So here's my thing. They can get a machine gun in some states, but they cannot buy a beer.
I mean, what did we have before all these riots, before the coronavirus, before all that? School shootings, remember? Remember we had that school shooting rampage of like 2018 and 2017?
Well, it's not stopped. It's going to come because schools are closed, man.
Mm-hmm.
Mario, I don't want you to think that it's stopped, right? It's just schools are closed. That's what happens. Listen, it's the politicians. I hope they're.
You keep bringing up like the systemic branch in which everything is kind of like attached to. But I also think that humans are naturally designed to do this fucked up shit. And the reason why I say that is because if you look at psychology, the study of how the human experience works, it is designed to deviate from the norm whenever the environment is toxic.
I know, but let me counter that in a second. That's why the reason why I blame also everything at system. And your statement is accurate, by the way. It's not that I disagree with your statement, but the reason I say what I say. When you are, before you turn 21, right? You look for every opportunity to have a drink. Average person, maybe not you, I'm just trying to. Will break the law, will get in trouble, will drink our ass off, will fall on the ground because it's illegal. It's good. It's a fact.
I mean,
because we are not
prohibition was a real thing.
There you go. Because we are not allowed to do it. That's why it's so good. Now I don't give a shit, right? But before I was 21, I would do anything to be able to buy or get a beer or a drink because it was not legal. I was breaking the law.
I do agree with like I don't know if this is extreme for your concept, but I do agree with legalizing all drugs.
I absolutely disagree. 100%. Pot should never be really legalized, but medical part of it. Go to Denver. Go to downtown Denver, and come back and we'll talk. If you have chance, okay?
Why?
Because I think as society is becoming ineffective. A healthy person should not do drugs. Any drugs, legal or illegal, Mario, if you know, let's say you had a bad day and you know there's antidepressants, pop one every day, one until you become a common user.
Well, drugs are a part of medicine. Like if you're going through a freaking tumor transplant or cancer or anything, that's is drugs.
But we said the medical, it's different, right? So Mario, if you're really in pain 24/7, yeah, fucking smoke as much pot as you want. Do what the hell you want to do to ease that pain, right? But a healthy person shouldn't do it. The problem is once you legalize a drug, anyone can get it, right? Anytime.
Well,
not everyone is smart. You see, the problem is I get the logic, okay? So the government legalized the pot so they can tax it.
Right.
That's it.
Well, you gotta look at it. How I look at it, yep. I think that all drugs should be legal because you shouldn't be able to tell somebody what to do with their own body. Second of all, the drug industry is a multi-billion, close to $1 trillion business.
It's more than
that. And yet, we're not trying to capitalize on that and make some level of profit. The more you make something illegal, the more people want it. I don't know. You do have kids. I don't. Yeah. So I don't really know this. But when my parents were telling me not to do one thing, I kind of had like some drive
that's to what we're talking about, right?
To want to go do it. I'm like, that sounds fucking awesome, But at the same time, we gotta build a healthy society so that there are no necessary needs for drugs. Like, for example, so they did this psychological study with rats, where I brought this on the last podcast, where they put rats in cages, small cages, not much to do besides either drink water or this toxic not toxic but this drug induced thing, right? So they either take the drug or drink water. When they were in this enclosed space with not much to do, they were constantly hitting that drug until they died, these rats. Then they changed the environment. They made it bigger. They added more people into it so they can procreate and more stuff to do, like to run around and do things like that. They hardly ever hit that drug. So like, if the environment is conducive for a healthy environment, people are less proponed or predisposed to hitting that drug. It's just that we're not in a conducive environment for everyone to benefit.
I know.
What do you think about that?
Well, because I fundamentally disagree with that, because what you
are you trying to find a way in which to disagree with it, or
no,
do you
I
see
fundamentally,
the point of what I'm trying to say?
Yes. No, I have a fundamental disagreement. It's not that I disagree with the point, and here's why. You're telling me if it's legal, people will do less in a short, that's why I have a fundamental disagreement, and I'll give you two examples. Remember 5 to 7 years ago, cigarettes, they were saying don't smoke e-cigarettes, they're healthy. The company is being all of them.
Well, that's propaganda. It's different.
Wait. Same shit, just wait. I agree, by the way, with your statement, 100%. I agree, but with that part, okay? But here's one thing. And now they're saying, well, there's a permanent health damages if you use e-cigarettes because it's chemically processed. The fundamental belief is if anything is chemically processed, has a side effect. It's a fact. You cannot tell me, looking into my eyes and saying that people are using less pot because it's legal now. And I'm sure their numbers will come up because the pot companies are going billion. They started the company from a couple of million and they're worth billions now because they're selling so much and using so much. It does not mean people were not smoking more or less before. It's just...
But it does, though.
No, but I think, Mario, what it does is because if high school kids now they can just go to anywhere and just buy pot. My thing, Mario, I think that not every drug should be legal. That's my, and then tomorrow they're gonna say that cocaine should be legal too because, but I disagree though. And but here's why.
Are you looking at all the facts though?
No, I know, but Mario, I'm taking the medical out of it. Beginning of the conversation. Remember, a lot of medications have coke in it. It's based on coke plant. We agree on that, right?
I mean, medicine, like actual medicine that they prescribe in hospitals are actually more damaging than cocaine.
I know, but
and addicting.
Yep. Yeah, I know a lot of lives that's shattered because of legal or illegal drugs.
I know.
Yeah, I know, but here's my thing. Beginning of our conversation, I said I want to clarify we're not talking about the medical part of it. You remember, right? I have nothing.
That's the problem, though, because the medical is
Mario.
It's even worse.
I understand, but my point was about drugs, right? And I'm talking.
Well, drugs is a very broad spectrum.
Well, I'm talking about pot. Very simple.
Okay, if you want to narrow it down apart, we can talk about that.
My thing is, I said coke. You said, I don't think. And genuinely, I think this should be legal so the young kids don't get over fucking dosed on drugs and getting killed. The advantage of pot, it's rarely people get killed, right? Unless they fucking smoke their ass off and run into a wall.
Right.
Driving. Okay. My fundamental belief is if you are going to make someone make a life-changing decision at the age of 18, you should allow them to drink at least.
Okay, wait, let me slow down. Let's slow down.
Wait. If you're gonna really make every drug legal,
what the fuck? Google's like trying to get in my game.
Yeah, I know. If you are talking about making all drug, whatever, man. You play music?
I guess so. Sorry, give me a second.
Because I think.
No, it's me. It's me.
That's okay. I want to see something.
It's like Google is like, hey, what the fuck? And then it starts playing music. God damn it.
This is good. Let me close this.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I'm blaming it. But here's my thing, Mario.
Okay, let me get. I got something to say about
this. I know.
This.
I would be happy to. If your opinion was to make all drugs legal, right? And mine wasn't. To me, it's one or another. It's not to me. You know what? If you're gonna make everything legal, at what age? To me, if you're gonna make everyone legal, then make it 18. Include this, because that's where army service starts, where you decide to kill people or not. That's a fact. It's not my opinion.
Okay, are you agreeing with making everything legal, or are you agreeing with as long as it's not until 18?
No. Here's what I'm telling you. I'm asking you. I disagree, but my opinion, when should it be legal? So let me ask you that question. All of drugs.
When should it be legal? When would it be legal?
Yeah.
Honestly? Yeah. 30.
Okay, fair enough. I'll buy that.
Your brain isn't developed until you're 25, and I think that you still need another 5 years to get a hold of yourself. But yet, it wouldn't be possible because all those kids have too much opportunity and sense to get it around the system. So therefore, if you're gonna be smart about it, it would be 25. But if I would be making the laws, it'd be 30.
Okay, so let me ask you a question on the same topic. Do you think legalizing pot helps?
Legalizing pot helps.
When you look at not your opinion, looking at all of the evidence, public, looking at how it's affecting good or bad people, do you really think it's helping people?
I do think that it does help a lot of people. I do.
Okay.
Because not only pot, which is THC, which is the thing that makes you high, but there's also CBD, which is non-psychoactive.
Totally different,
Totally different. That is 100% distracting of the THC.
CBD oil is different. We never brought that up.
Yeah.
I'm talking specifically about pot. Do you really think it's okay for a high school kid to smoke pot every day?
Every day, that's not healthy. There's something else going on in their life that are causing them to resort to this as a reward to mitigate a lot of the other things that are happening in its life, because I was vehemently opposed to smoking weed. I didn't start smoking weed until I was 21. I hated all my friends that smoked weed. I looked down on them for doing so. And now that I've experienced weed and it made me a nicer, kinder person,
This honestly, is you being nice. I'm joking. I'm joking.
I haven't smoked today, but
okay.
The thing is that there's always gonna be an irresponsible way of using something, and then there's gonna be a responsible way of using it. Like alcohol kills way more people than pot does.
That's a fact.
That's a fact.
A car kills people more than anything
Way
else.
More.
Right?
Yeah.
More than anything else.
And yet that is legal. We can do this until we die.
When you're 21. Not when you're fucking at 16.
Yeah, 16 is not
Mario,
old enough.
You can drive a car when you're 16, right? In this country?
That's true. That's fucking true.
Yeah, you can join the army when you're 18, which you can kill people legally. This is a fact, not my opinion, right? We're just talking about fact,
right? Yeah. Yeah, no, I agree.
Yeah, you can drink when you're 21. And you kill more people by making... You see, one thing I agree with you, though. Laws have to make sense.
Yeah, they don't. They don't make sense.
There you go.
Yeah, I do agree.
It doesn't make fucking sense. No, a 16 years old cannot make a right decision.
Mm-hmm.
Motherfucking one of the 16 years old stopped right in front of me and I rear-ended them. And she comes like, hey, I'm like, where's your driver license? Oh, what she said, and was with her 16 years old friend, okay? Not parents even. I don't want to call the cops. You don't want to destroy someone's life, right? If you have a common sense, you don't want to destroy another individual's future, having them have a criminal record, right?
Right.
I'm like, honey, you're too young. You're driving an SUV. Mm-hmm. No, they should not drive at age 16. I don't believe, and I...
Well, you got to look at the systemic problem is that where parents have more kids and need to take time out of their own self to go and take the kids to school, bring them back, all this stuff. It's just better if the kids can drive.
I know, but I disagree with that because when you look at other countries, you have to go to traffic school for 3 months. Every day.
If you're going to isolate driving, but there's going to be self-driving cars.
I know, but thank God.
Yeah,
because that kills more, Mario, that kills more people than anything else in this country.
What? Self-driving cars?
No, the traffic accident and then smoking and then drinking. And it goes on.
Self-driving cars is going to help a lot.
I agree.
Yeah.
But my point is, literally the laws are not making any sense. So back home, we got to school 3 months. Good luck. If you fuck it up, you're not passing. You have to go another 3 months full time. Mm-hmm. They don't joke. It's not a fucking go and answer 20 questions and drive 2 minutes and you're good.
Yeah, you're right.
What the fuck?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's so stupid. At age of 16, you don't know fucking how to shave a guy, you know. Right? That's a fact. It's a fact. We've all been there. And you can drive a fucking big ass SUV or a sport car and kill someone.
Mm-hmm.
And you know your parents can be held responsible. The parents get nice insurance. It's not parents' fault. Move that shit to 18. And if you're gonna get a driver license at 18, you better fucking go 3 months in training and learn like a human being and save lives.
Right.
Yeah, but to your point, I agree with your point. It doesn't benefit parents or any politician or car companies or anyone, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you have a slip from your parent, probably gonna drive even when you are 15.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, come on. Kiss my ass, man. I mean, if you look at the traffic accident, the number of the deaths, forget about any other issues in this country.
No, yeah,
At
I
5
agree.
years old, was caught by was it LAPD? I think that driving a Lamborghini.
Oh, hey, he
It
was,
was on the-
he was 5 years old, big as fuck.
You see it, right?
Going
You saw
to
that
get
thing.
a Lamborghini.
If why don't they fucking take that Lamborghini for the rest for a year? Impound it. Teach the owner something.
Yeah, what the fuck were that
Parent.
Lamborghini dealership thinking, and then the parent? I mean,
As
the
a
parents
parent.
first.
Yeah, parents.
No,
No, that's fucking parents. But
I mean,
parents show that kid how to
are
drive.
like the
right?
worst,
I
dude.
know.
Like, it's so easy to blame the parents sometimes because,
Mario.
oh my god, they build the worst people that are causing the rest of us way more problems than there needs to be.
Mario, I don't let my kid jump at home, even play after 8 p.m.
What the fuck?
Dude, there's neighbors downstairs. People go to sleep.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
No.
right. If you imagine
Dude.
someone's jumping in front of you,
They jump every fucking morning.
There you go. Do you know
6
that feeling, right?
o'clock. Trying to go to school, fucking hating it, and my roommate hates it so much so that he pays $1,700 to go pay for a studio somewhere else so he can go work at.
Do you
so he
see
don't
my
have
point?
to deal with that.
I know, but that's my whole point. You have to be conscious about that shit, man. It's not
Yeah.
about giving a fucking 5 years old
Yeah.
Lamborghini. I don't let my kid.
And that is discipline. It is discipline. You gotta discipline your kids.
I don't think everyone should be parents either.
They definitely
You
should
cannot.
not be. There's like the fact that you can,
Slowly.
yeah. The fact that you can just
Yeah.
bust a nut into a woman and then have a baby should not
baby.
justify you as a father.
I agree.
Or a mother, because if you don't have to designate your life and effort into producing the best possible person for society's sake, then you are not qualified to continue doing what you're doing. You gotta
agree.
fucking really get a hold and wrap yourself up into a neat bowl of what you want to represent in the world.
Mario, I cannot agree more with your statement. And one last
I
word
agree.
on that part, my friend.
Yes.
You know, all of those kids that turns to be serial killers or school
Oh,
shooters shit.
fuck.
That's 100% because of parents. The one that have parents, okay?
Yes.
That's what happens when you don't pay attention to your kids.
Yes. I agree.
You know what? You cannot justify making a kid and not taking care of that kid just because you're paying the bill doesn't mean you're a
Yeah.
good parent. I agree.
I agree.
Screw them, man.
I agree. Kenan, I really appreciate you coming in.
Same
I
here.
hope we have another one like this in a
Anytime you
couple
want, man.
months.
That's amazing.
I
I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Now I can actually talk into the mic, you know?
I love. Hey, it takes time. Don't worry
Yeah.
about it. I love. And tell me how people can reach you, Instagram or Facebook.
Through you.
Or no.
I'm on Instagram.
What's your Instagram?
Well, it's private, but it's LA2C2.
Yeah,
LA coast to coast. LA.
Wait.
LAC2 number 2 C. LA
Oh, okay.
C2C.
Yeah, and that's your Instagram.
Yes.
That's your Instagram, and that's how you want to be rich.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not
No.
sure why people are gonna reach out to me.
Hey,
reach
you'll
out
be
to Mario.
surprised.
Yeah,
You'll be
reach-
surprised. But thanks for watching,
Yeah.
guys. We'll have some more
Yeah.
Kenan in the future, and
we will have
I
a job
really-
fair too.
Oh, you do have a
Yes,
job.
we'll have a job fairs for anyone. We'll have this again towards end of the year. I think we are looking to hire about 150 to 200 people
Really?
for our new hotel project.
Excellent.
So we'll talk about that too towards end of the year.
Yes.
I think most probably will be between September and November.
Exactly. Okay.
Bunch of management, non-management positions,
Okay.
and we'll
Yeah.
see what happens.
So keep an eye on that, guys, and definitely follow Kenan here. And thanks for watching.
Thank you, everyone. Take care, guys.
Thanks.